Well, there goes the Daverhood. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. I don't know why I'm doing this, but good morning, everybody, and welcome. Welcome live on this Saturday morning. It is September 24th, 2022, and we are here with the 865th episode of the long-running program Dave's Gone By, featuring me, Dave Lefkowitz. My darling and adorable wife, Joyce, will be joining us shortly, and just all the usual unusuals. I was really debating whether or not to do a show this morning on this early autumnal, although it already feels kind of like mid-autumn here. Are you all getting the weather that we're getting here in Maryland? It's 4 days ago, it was still bright, hot summer. And then suddenly in the morning it went down to like 52 degrees. And I'm like, wait a minute, where did this miserable, wretched, hot, humid summer go? I miss it. And now I'm walking around with long pajamas on in the morning and having to keep like the front doors closed and to keep the cold from coming in. This is how it works. This is the world. This is global Maryland warming, if you will. Oh, the room just got warmer because my wife, Joyce, just walked in. Hello, wife, Joyce.
I'm watching a very good documentary in Italian on Netflix about this woman, Juana, I forget her last name. It's like home shopping, selling in Italy, and she's selling stuff, and it's all like the backstory and her daughter. It's very good.
Yeah. You know, her name is Wanna Come Back to My Place.
No, she just yells. She's like, do you have a fat belly? Did your husband marry a 110-pound woman and now you look like an elephant's trunk? Use my belly cream. Like, she yells at people. And she's like, do you have acne? It's terrible. You need to, you can't go out like that. Like, she yells at people.
This is basically what I do. Well, not just on this show, but you know, all week long. I yell at my students, I yell at my wife, and I yell here for a couple of hours every Saturday morning. And I was thinking, I'm so busy. I'm teaching classes, I've got papers to grade, I've got PowerPoints to make. It'd be a lot easier if this weren't like my first year at these new universities that I'm teaching. They're not new, I'm new there. And having to redo stuff I was teaching years ago, and I can't do it the same way anymore, and have to do more PowerPointy things and rethink the way I was teaching what I was teaching. So every week, I don't get a break. There is no break. It's just if I finish this, I've got to start that. If I start that, so I was talking to Joyce and said, I just don't want to do a show this week.
Are you talking about the soap drinking?
No, not yet. You
should have been like her. She could have sold your products.
Yeah. But, and she's like, oh, come on, you always want to do a show. We have so much to talk about. We're living here. We have these stories to tell. Got to do something.
It's your fun stuff, right?
Yeah, it's one of the few things in the entire week that I really undeniably enjoy. Right, it's teaching has its ups and downs.
Where's my ball?
I beg your pardon. What?
Side leg raise. I'm going to do this one. I'm trying to do an exercise workout, but I need my big exercise ball. I'll bring up the water from my thing too later.
Yes. We have a thing. We have an activity.
A demonstration.
Yeah. On this episode of the show.
Also, if anybody has it, maybe they could type in how to use it.
How to use your ball?
No, the SodaStream.
Yeah. Well, we'll do it. So I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't have time to write questions for the quiz, and I just don't want to deal with that. I don't want to, I would love to go on the show for like 20 minutes, talk at you, and then leave, which I may end up doing later in the semester, yeah.
Also wearing your nice new shirt, show them. You look very sharp in that.
Yeah. Here, was this Kohl's, or where was this?
This was Kohl's, hold on.
Oh, thank you very much.
Did you show them your new pillow?
Look at this. Oh, yeah, because I'm an old man now.
And there's a zipper. You could zip it to wash, see?
Yeah.
If you want to wash
don't do it. That's where his penis comes out.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, but you could wash. Isn't that lovely?
Is it? Well, it's soft and cushy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I already had sex with it last night.
We need to get you a throw for the back of that chair. Like, here, look like a little color. Like, look, lean back.
Oh, lean back, yeah.
See, you need a little, depth of color. Okay, lift up.
I went from 58 to 98.
Look like a jellyfish.
I know, right?
It was like a human jellyfish. That's very Do you want your tea?
Yeah, I've got a coaster right there.
I'll bring in the tray.
So anyway, but Joyce convinced me rather quickly that no. If you stop doing the Dave's Gone By show, what are you doing all week? I don't have time to write my plays. I'm not producing anything or appearing in anything. So let me at least do this that gets me back to my life out of just work or trying to set up a beautiful new house. So here I am. And once you make that commitment, once you have the decision, all right, doing the show, then it was like, okay, I have 15 extra minutes. Let me write a trivia question. And then you find 10 more minutes elsewhere. Let me write another trivia question. And so we do have this week our today, yesterday trivia quiz, which we will be playing with our beloveds, some of our beloved people. Of course, David Sheward, the theater critic for TheaterLife.com and CulturalDaily.com. Leslie Hoban Blake, the co-star of the Theater Review video podcast show 2 on the aisle with our friend Charlie Gross. I'm literally trying to do this while my wife is exercising. In my left eye, I've got a woman just going back and forth and back and forth.
This is lunging.
Well, I could give you some time to lunge later on today. And also Ronald Rand. Ronald Rand is an actor, acting teacher.
Ayn Rand?
Not did I say Ayn Rand? Ronald Rand. A wonderful friend of ours and recent friend of the Daverhood who he's written a book called Solo Transformations on Stage, a book of basically to inspire people to go out and do one-person shows, or if they are doing one-person shows, things to think about.
He did a couple shows. How did they go?
Oh, well, he's been doing his Harold Clurman show all over the world. He goes to festivals. He's doing great with it. So Ron Rand, he'll be with us in the Daverhood.
Isn't he the guy who painted the thing for you?
He's the guy who painted that rock,
right here, your paperweight.
Yeah. And also, if you can bring up Leslie's gift later, when you're done with your,
It might be
Can I turn the camera and people can watch you? Are you sure? She's doing weights right now. Up and French fries every morning. 10 no, it's touch toes. The Robert Preston thing.
I can't do this because
I talked about this years ago on the show, that when I was in elementary school, and we had gym, the first thing we would do every single time was this 5 or 6 minute single, I guess you would call it, a novelty single recorded by Robert Preston. I mean, we're talking about the Music Man, and the guy from Victor Victoria, beloved, wonderful actor. And he did this thing, I think, in association with the government to get children to exercise, right? And so it's this thing, let's march. And push-ups every morning, 10 times.
I think that's called the army.
And I did a whole bit on this. I was actually able to play it back then when I was able to play music. And it was like, give that chicken fat back to the chicken and don't be... Yeah, it was really horrible for fat kids. Like if you were... I was a rail. I had no weight at that point. So it was nothing to me.
David,
I was doing all this stuff.
I was a camp counselor.
Yeah.
And we were the 8-year-old bunk. And there was a girl who, the parents gave them like junk food and stuff. And she was heavy. She was 10 years old. She was the sister. She was in another bunk. We were violet bunk. There was like another bunk. And the girl was fat, really, really heavy, right? And the kids would all go ahead and leave her straggling in the back, and she would cry. So I went to her and I said, what's wrong? And she said, they're teasing me because I'm heavy. And then we went to the camp director and we moved her into our bunk. So she was the 10-year-old with her sister who was 8, and all the 8-year-olds were nice to her. Because we had a good bunk vibe. Lavender bunk was the best, we were the best cabin.
Okay.
It was the color of
You think they became lesbians later on in life?
I don't know, but let me tell you, she, they would, it was so much nicer. Nobody teased each other. It was very respectful. And, she said her life in that other bunk was a hell. We would read them stories at night. We would, we would baby them.
I know. And you gave her extra peanuts
No,
as opposed to all the other elephants. No, I kid. But
David, the parents are feeding them, right? The kids are not buying the food themselves.
I know.
So, and the schools are giving them stuff. So, it was horrible. And I'm like, this is a summer camp to give the kids some kind of happy time. You don't want to.
I hated camp. Them. Most kids hate camp.
No, they had much more fun than we did. They went swimming. We went hiking. We went camping. They had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
they had dances.
Outgoing, extroverted kids who are going to become politicians, who are going to run businesses, they like camp. Everybody else fucking hates camp. Camp is just school again, outside. It's awful.
My colleague was from Germany, and she let me listen to her boyfriend used to send her tapes, like in German.
Yeah.
And, letters, so I listened to that. We had a guy...
Juden raus! Juden raus!
No, he was nice. And then the swimming instructor was from Nigeria, and they paid him, like, no money. He's like, how much are you getting paid? And he was an adult. He had to be licensed.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, we're getting paid as camp counselors almost as much as him.
Mm.
We had a nurse. I told you the chef was the guy. So the chef, like, he thought this was funny. So we're in mess hall, like dining hall. And all the kids, we used to sing, like, good morning. We had all these songs, like camp songs. And he comes running out with, like, a machete, like a big chopping knife. And all the kids scream.
Yeah.
And then for the next week, nobody wanted to go in the dining hall because they thought they were going to be killed by the chef.
Did he do this as a joke, or was he...
No, I think he was kidding around. But these are kids from, like, New York City and Poughkeepsie, out in the woods, with a large man with, like, a machete. And he's like, ah! They were, like,
that's great.
Traumatized. They didn't want to eat the food he cooked. They didn't want to go in the...
I think they didn't want to eat the food he cooked for a bunch of other reasons.
No, but they didn't want to go in the dining hall. It was like, he had to apologize and say it was, but these are, like, 5-year-olds to, like, 12-year-olds. They're away from home. You don't go run around. The dining hall was like a big log cabin.
Yeah.
You remember, like, the mess hall in Pingree? And all the tables were, like, around the outside, and it was like he ran around the whole dining hall with this huge, like, what do you call that big chopping?
A machete or a carving knife, a cleaver.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like Sweeney Todd, the cook. Yeah.
The kids, like, clung to us. I was like, the nurse was like, they're traumatized. I said, yes.
Yes.
They wouldn't sleep.
Yes.
They were afraid he was going to come to the cabin. They wouldn't want to go in the shower because they were afraid he's going to break in the shower and kill them.
Oh, yeah, okay. I
had to, like, guard the showers. They would shower. I stand inside with the broom because I thought that broom would scare off the chef with the machete. I'm like, okay, I have my broom.
Oh, that's fantastic.
This was like,
Oh, that is so good.
I mean, you could do that with adults, but not with babies. Come on. 8-year-old kids, they're thinking the guy's going to... They watch those Jason movies and stuff.
If they're 8-year-old kids, they shouldn't be watching the Jason movies. Yeah, he should be allowed then to run and chase them with an axe.
That was horrible to see. It was horrible.
It's exactly the kind of thing I would do.
Yeah,
absolutely the kind of thing.
It's horrible.
All right.
Yeah.
When were we camp? How did we get on camp? And how did we get on... How did we get on this? What were we even...
talking about being overweight and being...
but how did we even get to...
The
exercising.
You were talking about the song you used to sing with that man.
Well, we didn't sing it. We had to exercise.
Get rid of your chicken fat.
Right. Give that chicken fat back to the chicken and don't be chicken again. No, don't be. And it's Robert Preston and it's like, and then you basically got a workout.
While he's singing that, he's drinking his scotch and smoking a cigar probably, right?
Well, he was a burly man. I think if he was on Broadway and doing movies, I think he took care of himself reasonably well. Wonderful actor. But anyway, doing the show. We got our Today Yesterday trivia quiz. We wish
we had that. We don't have the thing that makes the clapping. The noise.
That's not on there? We don't have
No, it was the other one, and it's somewhere. But it was the nicest one. It had the clap. It was like, it's the little red one. I know we packed it. It's the one that's like this shape, but red.
I wonder if it would have been in one of these drawers. Maybe it's under something here. Nope, maybe not.
I bet you it's somewhere in your desk.
Probably.
Your desk is beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful desk. Beautiful show for you. We have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned. We do have one. There's one I wrote a long time ago, so I didn't write any new ones this week, but I do have a new Limerick of the Damned, except I wrote it a while, so it's old, but it's new. Got it. Okay, and Greeley Crimes and Old Times. I was able to go into the Greeley Tribune online newspaper this week and grab some items of things that happened recently in northern Colorado that people are calling the cops about, and things that were in the papers back in 1922 that look kind of goofy to our modern eyes. So look, here it is. It's already 9:15. 9:15, and I have no show to do this. Nothing to talk about. Tons to talk about, actually. I do want to do this. I do want to talk about one thing that we found. We haven't had a time to talk about it the last couple of weeks. I think we were looking up how to pronounce something, because sometimes I do this when I'm writing the Colorado Limericks of the Damned, and I honestly don't know. I'll find a town in Colorado, and I won't know how to pronounce it. It might come from Spanish or another language. And I literally will figure, well, I guess it's pronounced like this. I mean, even the name Colorado, the people there call it Colorado. And I've taken it, since we lived there for 10 years, to calling it that as I don't think it's here.
Okay.
So I've taken it to call it, saying Colorado.
Colorado.
But there are times when I really don't know how to pronounce the name.
That's not true.
And then I can't write a poem about it.
You're
Because,
very good in your language and your writing stuff.
well, thank you. But if I come across a place and it's not even from, let's say, an American word, I'm like, well, how do they? Is it salida? Like salida, would you know that was not salida? You would say in Spanish, but they say salida,
you would say
Colorado.
salida, which is the word, but salida is like it's like towns and stuff. People say the name differently than it should be pronounced in the language.
Right.
You
Right.
know? Yeah.
So, but I want to pronounce it the way it's the Colorado people pronounce it. So I will be looking up and I'll try and find, and it's very hard. They don't in Wiki give you the phonetic pronunciations of these things, the way they often do with names, where you can suss it out and say, oh, this is, you know, the schwa and the accent and the this here, the long A and the short O. And they'll just have the name, and you're supposed to guess. So I go looking through, like, maybe there were newscasts from that town, and the newscaster will say, oh, here's a story about Solomon, Colorado.
Oh, like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Sometimes I'm able to find it, sometimes not. But in looking for pronunciations of things, there's this website, there's not a website, it's a channel on YouTube of pronunciations of words, which I think is very helpful.
But isn't it just somebody's version? It's not like an official.
Yeah, it's not from Berlitz.
No.
Right, it's not like that. It's somebody who's taken upon him or himself to take these words, pronounce them, and this is how you pronounce that. You get a lot of people on YouTube who'll do that for foreign languages. Like they'll go through 100 or 200 Spanish or Italian words, or Czech, things like that. And say, oh, you see this word with 5 vowels in it and a Z with a cross through it. Things like, how the hell do you pronounce it? You can go to the video and it's like, oh, there's a Czech person or a Yugoslav person telling me how to pronounce it. So there's this one person who's doing English words, English phrases, but you wonder what was in this person's mind when he started putting these pronunciation videos together. It's like, a lot of these are not just your normal, like, here's how to pronounce refrigerator, or refrigerator. Okay, got it, right? He's not doing that. He's doing things like this.
Israel Gutman.
Let's hear that again.
Israel Gutman. Israel Gutman.
So the name of this video is
Israel Gutman.
Is how to pronounce Israel Gutman.
Israel Gutman.
The full name of Israel Gutman.
What's he talking about?
Israel
What's he
Gutman.
talking about?
Somebody apparently named Israel Gutman.
Israel
Yes.
Gutman.
And he just repeats it over. One more.
Israel Gutman.
Israel Gutman, yeah. It's over and over, no particular reason of all the billion names in the universe.
Maybe that's a friend of his, like his buddy.
Yes, but why do a 30-second video, a 40-second video, repeating the name
Maybe
Israel
he's
Gutman?
honoring his friend. That's his friend.
I mean, one would understand if he was like Israel.
Maybe he's,
Argentina, I get that.
I think he's honoring some friend. That's his friend.
So then what is the excuse for this?
Okay, yeah.
Here's another one.
Octobrush.
Octo?
Octobrush.
Octobrush?
Yes.
What is
And
it?
the word is plastered across
I've
the
never
YouTube.
heard of that in my life.
It's an octobrush.
Like for October?
There's no such thing. I've looked it up. There's no such thing as an octobrush.
So maybe this person's idea
Psychotic.
No, is to like infuse these words and hopefully get them in the dictionary so then they can say like it's a meme or it's like a.
Yes, but it would have to have you ever used a brush with 8 heads on it?
I would love it. There's like a round brush, but maybe the octo. I like that.
Here,
Good for him.
let's hear some more.
Okay.
Octobrush.
His pronunciation isn't that good.
Maybe that's his
Octobrush.
product. Maybe he's selling that product.
Now, his name, by the way, is not Israel Gutman.
Octobrush.
It's an octobrush.
And literally, the name of this
Octo
YouTube channel, you can go
Brush.
there, it's
Yeah.
called How to Say. How to Say. It's got
Oh.
14,000 subscribers
Wow.
who are learning how to say Israel Gutman and octobrush.
Well, that's why he does it. He's got a fan base.
I guess.
He's got subscribers.
No, well, that's the thing. He's got 14,000 subscribers, but this next video has 1 view. It's kind of like my videos that I put up. Why this?
Oh my God.
Why this?
Turf war.
I love it. It might be, remember like what Diditi was
Turf
doing when she looked at the
war.
places that like they make English an elite language and they
Turf
train people
war.
how to speak English, like they teach English.
Sure.
So maybe these are some instructional videos for
Turf.
class.
War.
But if they don't know basic words,
Yeah, but turf
like
war is a good one to learn.
turf war.
Yes, turf war.
He's not even pronouncing it. He's going turf war.
It's better than octobrush. Maybe people got into a turf war over the octobrush.
Octobrush. Yeah, and you know who came out victorious?
No.
Israel Gutman.
No, he was the inventor of it.
Let's hear turf war a little more.
Turf war.
It sounds like Trafalgar.
Turf
Turf.
war.
War.
I'm not going to put you through all of these, folks, but I do. I'm going to the how to say, and you can do this too. God help you. I don't need the advertisement. Thank you very much. So, the how to say channel also includes words like Zeresh, manifesto, Mark Mester.
David, Leona Rubin, and Wayne Thorpe. Like it.
Oh, thank you ever so much. Hey, maybe we need to know how to pronounce. Well, not this advertisement. Thank you very much. The video will play after, so then mute this. God, I hate YouTube sometimes. And yet YouTube allows me to share with you
Yes.
how to. I'm sure you've wondered how to pronounce this.
What?
Krishna Vrinda Vihari.
Yes. I was going to ask you that.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Vrinda Vihari.
If you're appearing in hair,
Krishna Vrinda Vihari.
you probably do want to know how to pronounce Krishna Vrinda Vihari. Yet another in the magical how to pronounce things. There's Stu Allen. That's a good one. that makes no. This is. Why? Let's do this one.
Licking County. Licking
Which?
County.
I don't know if this is a real place.
Licking County.
If it is, I'm moving there. There's a place called Licking County. I mean, what? Why? What is going on with this man, with this website? And maybe he just knows. All right, is there any more? Let's see. A couple more that you can hear for yourself. Let's close the player, please. Thank you. I don't want to add it to the queue. Oh, I guess those are... What are the other uploads of the how to pronounce man? How many he has? How many videos does he have? How many uploads? He's got a lot of them.
I can put it in the chat. Oh, punches. Oh my goodness.
Here's another one.
Loitering munition.
What? I know loitering. What's loitering?
Loitering munition.
If you've ever wondered how to pronounce loitering munition,
Loitering munition.
he's going to tell you.
Loitering munition.
This is literally like the equivalent of Monty Python's Hungarian phrasebook sketch.
I don't understand it, but that's not the first time. Hey, where's my band, honey? Go here.
Let's see, a couple more if I can find them.
Can you do anything exercise related? Is there some kind of... Oh, no.
Oh, look, it's...
What?
Fred again.
Oh.
Here he is. It's...
Fred again.
Oh, nice.
We saw him yesterday. We saw Fred yesterday, and here he is.
Fred again.
Wow.
You know what I want to see? I want to see...
Fred again.
Because you can't see him too much. We should see...
Fred again.
This is real. And then this is beautiful. This is going to be magnificent. Of all people...
William S. Burroughs.
Of all the writers,
William
Maybe he's
S.
just trying to give people
Burroughs.
different consonants or vowels, or
you know what this guy did? He took ayahuasca and he read Naked Lunch.
you think?
And then he says, I think I'm going to make some videos now.
I like it.
And it's as random as can possibly be. Most magnificent channel on YouTube. It is the How to Say channel. Anything else really, really worth? I mean, there are Russian names that are kind of difficult to pronounce. I'll do this quick. I know you're waiting for me to be funny about other things. I promise. Almost one more, and I promise to let this go. This is a good way to end.
This is
Oh,
it.
except for the
Quarterly reports are
stupid
in.
advertisements. Good Lord. How long can this possibly go on? How many videos can this man possibly make? And so I've been thinking about it, and I think the answer is
No idea.
it's like, why did he do this? What?
No idea.
How do I tolerate this?
No idea.
What do I have for this show today?
No idea.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That is the How to Pronounce channel, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, let's hear octobrush one more time. One more time.
Octobrush.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. All right. You are watching the Dave's Gone By Facebookio Podcastio Programmio of the stream here in the Daverhood Live on this Saturday, September 24th, 2022, our 865th episode. We're calling it Placeholder, since I really wasn't planning to do a full show today or any show today, and yet here I am. You can't pull me away. We have our trivia quiz coming up. We have Greeley Crimes
One more set.
coming up. We also have a Colorado Limerick for the
David, what do
Damned.
you want from downstairs?
Well, you brought me a tea, which I
Yeah, but
appreciate.
you said I'm gonna get the water for you know what, but
Oh, yeah, well, that's the thing. Make sure
there
we
was
have everything
something
to
else I thought.
put this together. A large-breasted whore? Not even, no react, nothing. Like, I'll try this one again. Large-breasted whore.
Do you want a weight thrown at you?
No, I do not want a weight thrown at me.
No
Idea.
idea.
Yeah, no.
No
Idea. Yeah,
idea.
got that, yeah. Okay, so, let's talk, wait, before you go, one more quick thing. And
I'm not going anywhere. I gotta take a breath.
you brought this to my attention.
Yeah.
And was quite happy to see this.
Oh no.
As well, should be happy all the time, actually, which is impossible for me. But according to Wallet Hub, Maryland is the second happiest state. Well, it's sort of a rah-rah kind of a thing.
Who's the first state? I forgot.
Oh, well, I'll get to it, because I took the story.
Oh, okay.
So we are the second happiest state in America. We are on that list. Who knew? Who figured? Right? And then apparently Virginia, which we're pretty close to,
Yeah.
is 11th. So the study looked at all 50 states, not counting Washington, D.C., it's not really a state, across 30 key metrics like depression rate, adults feeling productive, income growth, and unemployment rate. Maryland scored 5th
Wow.
in emotional and physical well-being, 4th in community and environment, and near the middle for work environment rankings. Okay, now you guess what came in first.
It's not New Jersey, because you would have made fun of that. Like Tennessee. I'm gonna pick some state.
Like Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
What about someplace affordable? What about like
Actually, kind of the opposite.
Kansas? Oh, L.A.
No,
Not New York.
California is not going to show up in
New York.
No,
Who's happy?
Nobody's happy in New York.
I
Even
don't
happy
know.
people aren't happy in New York.
Colorado.
I would have said Colorado. I love Colorado. I think Colorado brings out happiness in people.
Yeah.
No, Colorado is not number one.
Ooh.
Apparently, the first most happiest state,
Yeah.
Hawaii.
That makes sense.
It kind of does.
Yeah.
I mean, I was bored off my ass in Hawaii, but it is quite beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And then, this is going to freak you. Also in the top 5,
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Huh.
Really, we were in St. Paul.
Yeah, it's
happy there in the winter.
It's a good pace of life, you know.
Well, a lot of states are like,
Yeah.
you have a nice pace of life in Kansas.
Yeah, that's true.
Utah,
Okay.
which I get because Mormons, it's like,
They're happy.
I got my underwear, and then I don't know what that means.
Cool.
And last in 5th place out of 50 states. I'm going to let you finish drinking before I actually say the answer.
Who?
You second.
Yes, your favorite state.
New Jersey. New Jersey is the 5th happiest state
Wow.
of the. Well, it's garden.
Yes.
Which is why I'm surprised Delaware didn't show up, since
a
Delaware
lot of
is
the
so
chemicals probably make them happy.
beautiful. It could be, yeah, all the smells, the happy chemical smells.
No scratchy.
Worst in terms of happiness, according to this Wallet Hub poll.
I would say probably, where's the state we went where they said it's dark most of the winter?
You would figure.
I would think
North
it's a
Dakota.
state where it's dark and, like there's no natural light, right?
Yeah. No, you figure the Dakotas,
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Montana, even though it's beautiful, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all that happening. Nope.
I don't know who.
West Virginia.
What? Why West Virginia?
I think it's an economic thing. I think there's
Oh, is
kind
it
of a
like
high poverty rate.
Appalachia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if your father is fucking you every night,
Oh, David.
you're not going to be a happy person. If your brother, if you have to share a bunk with your brother, and you both have the same venereal disease, you're not going to be happy. And with that, I drove my wife downstairs. Simple as that. Just get more and more offensive and disgusting, and off she goes. But anywho, what else do I want to talk about on this episode of Dave's Gone By? Before we get to our Greeley Crimes and Old Times, our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, our guests playing trivia, and yeah, that'll do it for the show. What else? We can talk about, well, love animals. Okay, not all animals, but I generally love animals. So one of the things that reminds me how lucky we are to be living here. We've only lived here for about 6-7 weeks, but how lucky we are to have moved to Maryland. I have this really nice house, which is going to just plummet on the market over the next few weeks as we have a complete recession. But it's a great house with this beautiful backyard. And okay, it's not, you can get a nice backyard anywhere, but we get bunny rabbits, which we also used to see on Long Island and in New York. Love seeing the bunny rabbits. Love seeing the birds. We got very aggressive blue jays going at our little baby bird baths that we have. The occasional cardinal. It's really delightful. And even this morning, the most gorgeous deer you've ever seen just crossing through the backyard. Just stopped there in the middle of making breakfast. I was like, oh, and they've gotten a little bigger, because when we saw them 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, they were cute little does, but now he's turning into this beautiful animal and just crossing right through, stopping to eat some of our grass. Thank you for not eating our flowers. And I've talked about this before. This is like one of the absolute reasons why you get up in the morning, you open the curtains, and it's like, oh, wow, this is pretty neat. The negative side of it is that we do live in areas, and I have to drive through areas where you actually see those yellow signs with like an outline of a deer, slashed out in black, like deer crossing. And so when I drive in the morning about 10, 12 miles to one of my gigs, and I'm seeing on the road, and trying not to drive over or squash with the wheel, a dead raccoon. Saw a small dead deer the other day, driving back and forth. Tons, squirrels all the time. Just, you want to just drive, you want to enjoy the scenery, the beautiful trees, and it's like, oh, God damn, there's this thing in the road, and you are just hoping that if you navigate right, your wheels are here and the animal's in the middle. And you're just going to go squish on something that's already been squished.
Oh.
But when we go to our local bank and credit union This is the thing. This is the weirdest one. This is the most messed up one. Because this is not in the road. This is not just out there, kind of in the boonies, curving around these literally country kind of roads, but out in the parking lot where we do some of our shopping and hit a local credit union was parking like 3 weeks ago. And I'm over here and like 3 spaces down in the parking lot, not in the middle of it, but at the end of the parking lot. I see this kind of furry thing, and it ain't moving. So I look over. Well, you know me. I walk over because there's a just hold on. What the hell is that? And I look over, and it's just this dead fox that is splayed out, and it's tail to head. And the creepiest thing about it is because it's just when you're approaching it, you don't know. Oh, is it a rabbit? Is it a raccoon? What is it? But then you see like the teeth, like it's got this weird skull grin on it, like on the face, as it's just lying there. And it's like, whoa, ooh, dead fox. Ugh. I mean, not like I'm going to touch it or whatever, but it was this creepy ass moment because we're just going off to do some begging, do some stuff, and okay, dead fox, fine. It's 4 weeks ago. We'll come back a week later. Nobody has moved the dead fox. Nobody. It's still there in the same exact place in the parking lot. Somebody, I'm guessing, somebody brought it there one time when it first died and got it out of the way. They just kind of took it somehow, and rather than bury it, they're just like, okay, let's just drop it here in this corner of the parking lot, leave it. And meanwhile, there it is, still there. Now it's worse for wear. Now it's got less meat on it, significantly less meat on it. The fur is still kind of there, the smile, and the face is now turning more into a skull. And we come back a week later, and the fox is still there. Now, there's a couple of different businesses there, and I get it. If you're working at the Starbucks or the bagel place, you're not gonna, it's not in your job description, even if you don't have a union. The manager cannot say, okay, who wants to take the big spatula and scoop up the fox, scrape it off the parking lot, and drive a mile and dump it into the woods somewhere in the trees? Anybody up for that? Who doesn't want to scrape these dishes and wants to deal with a dead fox? Nobody. No. So people are just leaving it. I'm not picking the thing up. And now it's really quite fascinating. It's turning into skeleton. It's kind of like when you have a rack of lamb or a rack of something, rack of ribs, and you've eaten them. So you just see the rib cage and the bones sticking up and the fox face and the teeth. So it's becoming almost like a science experiment. When you go down, I hope I have a check to deposit, or I don't have to do something in this parking lot, because it's like, let me see what the dead fox looks like. Where is it? Is it a pure skeleton? I guess it will be at some point. At night, when nobody's parking in this lot, I'm imagining animals are coming out there. Birds certainly are picking and pecking. The organs are gone. It's being eviscerated. There's nothing really left to eat now. There is just fur. So if anybody wants a really, not so fresh anymore, fox faux, or not even faux fur, just a fox muff around the neck, there it is. Just shave the damn thing and leave the bones. The bones are there and the skull is there. So it's this weird, and I guess it's actually a very normal dichotomy of life and death. This idea of, oh, bunnies and deer, except people are hitting these animals on the road and then they're lying in parking lots and just being pecked to death. So you do get this back and forth that I find kind of fascinating. Anyway, enough of that. What else do I want to talk about? I was torturing my wife yesterday. She's in the other room doing something at the moment, but
I'm coming.
she's coming. So, hun?
I had to take a break from all the exercising. I need my agua. Can you help me?
How can I help you? Your water? Well, that agua.
Yeah,
Well,
you gotta.
yeah. But instead of water, And she didn't understand why I was harping on this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It occurred to me
Yeah.
that this would be a much better world overall if we could all just drink shampoo.
Oh no, not this. No.
If we could drink shampoo,
No.
the world, what a better world. And Joyce says
No.
no. Joyce is like, no. I would bring it up and I would like, maybe I'll make you a shake. Would you like a shake with Wella balsam?
Yeah,
It'd
but
be a
now
little fruity.
everything I drink tastes like shampoo. Like you freaked me out.
And I think it's a wonderful idea.
It's
a-
unhealthy.
Why is it not healthy?
That's like pico, where people eat things that are non-nutritive. You can't eat non-nutritive things.
Anybody who eats Nabisco is eating non-nutritive things.
Oh, your new friend, huh?
Who that?
Your new cookie friend and mom's. Your cookie
Oh,
friend, yeah.
well, no, oh, please. We're on,
Just be nice.
I am, you brought it up, I didn't even remember it. So we're in the place that Joyce always loves to shop and eat, because it's kind of this cool, organic, crunchy granola-y center that also makes really good sandwiches. I probably talked about it last week. It's all vegetarian. I mean, they sell meat in the market and chicken and other things, but
It's not vegetarian, it's organic.
it's sort of, yeah, no, but when they do the food in,
Oh, yeah,
when
yeah.
they prepare the sandwiches, those are vegetarian. They may be vegan. No, they have cheese.
They have some that are
Oh, they also have cashew cheese, so they even
yeah,
cater
they
to
can make it
vegans.
vegan
Yeah.
if you want.
So Joyce loves to. We probably eat there 2 or 3 times a week, and we shop there. And when we eat there too, the market is connected, and so we're just we're tired. I've taught that morning. The week is over. Joyce has a zillion things to do. I still have a zillion things to do, and we just want to get some basic groceries,
Yeah.
grab her
No, we
sandwich,
had to
and
shop
go
for your
home.
underwear. That was the main thing we went to Kohl's
We
for.
went to get and we went to get me some nice spare underwear. So we go there, and I mentioned it to Joyce right then and there. I'm like, it's like that moment in The Producers when Max Bialystock, when Zero Mostel says, they all come here. How do they find me? Of course, we're on the line, and there's a woman who is not quite on the line. She's sort of to the side of people.
And then she's mad that the woman took her place when she actually came after the woman and paralleled her.
Yeah. I mean, post-pandemic, crazy life. And just starts talking to us about how, cookies used to be good. How even Pepperidge Farm 15 years ago, Pepperidge Farm was delicious. That was cardboard. That was and like apropos of nothing. I don't want to talk to anybody.
And then she starts saying like we're all the same. Like you know how it was when we were younger. I'm thinking you can't assume commonality of age or commonality of reference.
Well, that you can sort of. She's going to be in it.
I never ate Oreos as a kid.
You never had Oreo cookies or Hydrox cookies?
I didn't.
I did. Of course I did. I still do now. We have Hydrox type cookies downstairs.
I learned about them from you.
Yeah. Good. You knew what Oreos were.
I knew them, but we didn't eat them.
Well, most people, when you were a child, you had a glass of milk and an Oreo cookie. You did.
I didn't drink all of them.
Yeah. But the point is, she's striking up this conversation about all sorts of things, and
No. A conversation has to be 2 people.
Yeah.
She was kind of talking at us to our backs.
yeah, that too. Yeah, that kind of clued us in, and it was fine. I mean, I know we're going to be on this line for maybe 3 minutes. Just nod, smile, give her a couple of verbal cues, like, oh, okay, you're really interesting. But then I noticed that in her cart, of all things, like it couldn't be, because she looked like the waspiest human I've ever seen, like a 60-something-year-old woman with white hair, wearing glasses or something, tubby, fine woman. But I noticed in her cart, she has not one but 2 loaves of challah, like
Giant loaf.
apple butter, honey, and I'm like,
Apple butter.
Jesus Christ. Does it have to be? I mean, does she have to represent my people out here in like this part of Maryland? What? It's just if you're Jewish and you're not in New York or California or Florida, shut the fuck up. Like, don't give them reasons to hate us anymore and think about us this way. And she's talking also about like, snacks and cookies and I'm looking at her card. I'm telling her, you're talking all about not being able to get decent snacks in supermarkets, that everything's all preservatives, it's all fake, it's all garbage, and it doesn't taste like anything. And yet here you are in a place that specializes, supposedly.
No, she said she makes her own.
I missed that part. She makes her own. If she makes her own cookies, God bless her. I'm sure maybe she takes matzah meal. She pours in the blood of Christian children, mixes that up with a little bit of borscht, and there's a cookie for you. I don't know. I was just like, oh, jeez, are we really, do I really have to endure this right now? But anyway, you guys endure me doing this program, talking at you every Saturday from 9 until, usually it's noon or thereabouts. We're not going to noon today, but we have people coming at 10 o'clock to play the game. We have
Tell them who again.
We have Leslie Hoban Blake. We have David Sheward and Ronald Rand. Now, hon, do we want to do the crimes and times, or do you want to do the soda?
If you could make my soda, I'd appreciate it because I need to let me finish my workout. Let's do the crimes. I'll finish the workout.
Fine, okay.
But then I need to drink because I feel dehydrated.
All right. Well, you can have water. You don't need soda to hydrate. But here we go. Let's do. You're feeling criminal?
I'm feeling exhausted from exercising.
Well,
okay.
I'm feeling a little bit of criminality here.
Does our friend say criminal?
Criminal. No, he would say like John Dillinger.
Oh, nice.
John Dillinger. Son of Sam. Son of Sam. Octobrush. Anywho, there are 2 items in the newspaper of Greeley, Colorado, and they do it every week. These items have to do with real things that happened in northern Colorado, but they're funny. They're intentionally, well, not intentionally funny, but we read them as funny.
It's not like murder. It's like it's more like amusing, silly things. These are not this is not something.
But they're not fake.
No, but it won't appear on Dateline, you know.
No, one certainly hopes not.
No.
One of the columns is called Cop Log. People calling the local police station to say something weird's happening in the neighborhood. Here's what it is. Please send a cop. And the weird thing is, like, there's a squirrel running around a parking lot looking strangely at a dead fox. And then
the dead fox is in Walgreens, not the.
Oh, it's Walgreens. It wasn't. That's why.
Yeah.
Got it. And what else? Oh, and 100 years ago, things that happened, or the things that were put in the newspaper back in 1922, and we read them now and we go, oh, isn't that nostalgic? Or, man, things were messed up back then. We mix them up on this program, and we call the segment Greeley Crimes and Old Times. Yeah, baby, Greeley Crimes and Old Times only on Dave's Gone By, but thanks to the auspices of the Greeley Tribune. So, let me have a little sip of tea to start this ball rolling.
Be careful, it's very hot.
Oh, still? Wow.
I don't know.
Oh, no, it's perfect. That's good. Thank you. Darjeeling. Okay. Anyway.
I think it's just decaf.
No, it's just regular Lipton tea. Here we go. Some Greeley Crimes and Old Times. Our first crime, a caller on 1st Street said, I better get that. Hello? Where are you from? Oh, 1st Street, okay. Said someone was abandoning hamsters, leaving them running around and hiding under cars and in holes. So the part that gets me about this is not that somebody's calling the cops about abandoned hamsters. It's like the plural of this. How many hamsters could there be?
Is it a pet store?
Or maybe somebody had hamsters, they made babies, and then but how many that you're finding them, several in holes, several under cars, how many are running around your neighborhood?
You'd have to be like, I don't know, it'd have to be like some sort of hamster farm.
Either
maybe they're hamster farmers.
Maybe he's confusing them with prairie dogs. I wonder.
Oh, that's 100%.
And then you get like...
That's 100%, yeah.
That's gotta be it.
Somebody must have seen prairie dogs and thought they were hamsters.
Ooh. Joyce is doing like planks, and I'm looking at her butt.
This is plank.
Yeah, I'm going to watch her butt for a moment.
Oh, God.
Buttocks. Butox. Botox. A caller on Balsam Avenue reported people with flashlights were inside a porta potty at, holy crap, look at that raven.
Where?
Look at that bird on the wire, like a bird.
Whoa! Look
That-
at it looking at us.
Holy,
Listen
you know,
to
I'm
it.
going to try and see if we can
Oh
show
my
this.
God.
Gonna see if we can,
David.
I don't know if you can even see that.
Whoa.
The thing is friggin' enormous.
Look at him.
I don't know if I can. Sorry about this, folks. Oh, he just took. I think you saw him flying, whatever that
Oh my
was.
Lord.
That is the biggest damn bird I've ever seen.
I wonder, is it a Ravens game tonight? Maybe he's advertising.
Oh,
I think it's Ravens tomorrow, right? Aren't they playing?
there would be. They would be playing tomorrow
I think he wants
afternoon.
to show that, you know, you better vote for the support the Ravens.
You know, and we still haven't seen an oriole.
Really?
What the hell? Yeah, we see all kinds of birds. Well, not all kinds of birds. Really, I'm a little disappointed that we're seeing only certain kinds of birds. But not. We see sparrows. I mentioned cardinals. I mentioned. Well, we just saw this enormous friggin'. I don't know if that was a raven. Maybe a jack. I don't know what that was. It was gray. It wasn't jet black.
That was a huge raven. Woo. He was a big boy.
That was wow.
I've never seen one that big.
He's the guy eating the fox. He's the one heading over to
I bet
Walgreens.
you he's probably the one who made the doo-doo. He made raven doo-doos, probably.
Probably on our car.
He's
Yeah.
big.
Man. Anyway, a caller on Balsam Avenue reported people with flashlights were inside a porta potty at the park. They were inside
Yeah.
the porta potty at the park.
What are they doing with flashlights?
I don't know.
Maybe that's the light in the porta potty. Doesn't it have a light?
Do they?
I mean, at night, how do you know how to go?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure
a good
porta
point.
potties have lights.
I think they call that a Polish treehouse.
Oh, David. I'm sure a porta potty has a light.
I thought that was my
But
best
that's
line.
something good to call, because if you think people are doing naughty stuff in a porta potty at night.
Well, so what? Let them.
No,
Are they bothering you?
Yeah, but maybe she's trying to sleep and she sees the light from the porta potty.
Yeah, that could be.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. A caller, what do you think of this one? A caller on 35th Avenue said that a German Shepherd
Oh.
was chasing after a mailman and bit the hubcap on his golf cart. I just find the imagery amusing there.
I don't understand any of that. Why is a mailman golfing?
Oh, yeah. You know, the cart that it looks like a cart that they drive, that little zoom thing.
I've never seen a mailman driving a cart.
What are you talking about? They go in those little things.
Trucks, the truck.
Well, yeah, but they're not necessarily all those the real mail trucks. They look like golf carts,
Wow.
and so the shepherd came, bit not the tire but the hubcap, which must have hurt.
Must have hurt the teeth.
The mailman then ran over the dog with the cart while trying to escape. And I say, cue the Benny Hill music.
That's bad. That's a bad day.
I would possibly call the cops if I saw
would
all that going on. I would be the mailman calling the police, actually. And let's do some old times while we have the time. So old times are things that were in the paper, honest to gosh, back in 1922. You know, hon, the mystery man of Grand Junction has been helped. They've helped him, hon.
How?
He was found wandering around the town
No.
without knowing where he was going or even his name.
Wow.
It was found that he was hit in the head by a man 2 years ago and had been wandering ever since. Doctors gave him treatment, and when he woke up, he remembered his name.
Oh,
Dore Barthoff.
nice.
Dore Barthoff.
What happened to him?
Dore Barthoff.
I think he was looking for the octobrush. That's what I believe. There was a real, the gold miners love the.
But check this out. He
You love
also
that, yeah.
remembered
Yeah.
that he lived in Seattle, and he is
Yeah.
27 years old. So that they finally took him out of his.
David,
yeah.
he's 27 years old. How does he have dementia?
No, he's sick. A guy hit him in the head.
Oh.
He got a bad
That's
concussion.
bad.
Well, yeah.
Times were rough.
A Frederick barber, not a barber named Frederick, but a barber from Frederick,
Yeah.
has been going around town picking fights with strangers on the street. In the most recent case, he gave a man 2 black eyes. Greeley
Wow.
judges.
They just gave me another 40% off Kohl's.
40. Whoa, okay,
Yeah.
nice. Greeley judges fined the barber $60 for fighting, so he said he would stop. And he complained that $60 takes a lot of 50-cent haircuts to make up. That's a tremendous amount of money back then.
Yeah.
If you think for fighting, like if you're making how many cuts do you think a barber would have done back in the day?
They charge 5 cents.
Well, I guess not. Well, he could have charged 5 cents if he wasn't getting fined all the time for fighting.
Well, then why didn't he just stop fighting?
Well, probably because if you set up an illegal prize fight, you make more in that night than you do 2 weeks cutting hair. So there you go.
I guess.
Okay, let's play. Here's a game for you. Let's play Who's Dumber. Let's play Who's Dumber.
God. I don't want to win that game.
And this is from 100 years ago. A city truck driver was walking home from work at 11 o'clock Tuesday night when a man stepped out of an alley on 8th Avenue and held a gun on him.
Oh, no, wait, hold on. I got that sound.
You got that sound. I know that
I don't
one.
know if I do. Hold on.
You got it?
Hold on, wait, I can't see.
There it is. Oh. So the man demanded all of his money. But the truck driver refused to give the guy his money.
Is this old times or new times?
Old times, 100 years ago. And started walking towards the robber with the gun.
Oh my lord.
The robber pulled the trigger.
Oh my lord.
Several times.
Yes.
But the gun didn't fire and the robber ran away.
Can I tell you something? If you're gonna shoot someone and you don't shoot them, they're gonna be mad and hurt you.
He can be very mad.
They're gonna be super mad. Like, what's the deal with that?
So police found the guy. He got to spend the night in jail. And he had either forgotten to load the gun or the safety was still on. So that is, who's dumber? The man who walks towards the guy with the gun or the guy with a gun who doesn't know how to use it? I don't know.
Both.
Hey, we do have one before we start letting our guests into the neighborhood.
Oh, wow, it's already time for the quiz.
Just about time for the quiz. One elsewhere. So this is not from Greeley or Evans or northern Colorado, Fort Collins. This is from a ways away, a few hundred miles away, Oklahoma City, although the story comes from an Australian news site. And this happened last week, truly happened last week. A semi-trailer full of what was believed to be lubricant and dildos flipped on an Oklahoma City highway. Oh, yeah. Traffic on Interstate 40 was brought to a halt Wednesday when the truck reportedly transporting personal lubricant and sex toys flipped after colliding with another. Its load, they know what they're doing here, its load was strewn over the motorway. Local TV station reporters caught the story, and when the morning anchor and the helicopter pilot both engaged in hilarious banter about the accident. Meanwhile, the camera zoomed in on the boxes, which had the words "fake phallus" printed on the sides.
Oh, okay.
And all the things to kind of, well...
Yeah, but that's... They
talk about generic.
I don't know if they can show stuff like that on...
Remember when the CDC said, they talked about anal sex and they said butthole? Yeah. And here they're going, fake phallus.
I think that's great.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but I guess the driver really pulled a boner. If the road was slick before. Oh, yeah, I'm vibing with you, ladies and gentlemen. It is 10 o'clock in the morning and time to say farewell to Greeley Crimes at all times.
Mr. Horace Greeley was no fool.
Oh, he was not.
I'm sure that you'll agree with me that Greeley was no fool.
What he is getting at is that Mr. Greeley was no fool.
Yippee-yi.
Yippee-yi, 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 yi, yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi.
Yippee! Thank you, Groucho. Oh, here we are. It is 10 o'clock still, Eastern Time, in the Daverhood. We're doing the 865th episode of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio Podcastio Programmio of the Stream, featuring me, Dave Lefkowitz, my darling and adorable wife, Joyce, and joining us in the Daverhood to help us play, and actually is my phone here, because I'm not seeing yet.
I don't know
or
where
other
your phone
peeps.
is. This is my phone.
Oh, it's here, I got it.
I'll take it.
So if you could just, let me find
I got it.
our usual friends. Okay. Did we get a message from Leslie? And hey, Ron,
Hey there, how are you?
I
Oh,
am.
it's David. David said,
Hold on. We
I
have a message
woke-
from David
he
Stewart.
woke up with a sore throat. He's
Ooh.
got a cold.
Oh,
Mm. So I think we're going to be short a person
You
okay.
want me to do
because
it?
short persons have no reason to live.
Last
Yeah.
time I did it.
Okay, so Joyce will probably be joining us
I
and
won
hoping
last
Leslie
time. I
too.
won. Last time
Can
I
you
won.
just text and see if Leslie's
I don't
gonna?
know. Leslie,
Yeah.
okay.
But anyway, not to diminish our beloved guest in the neighborhood, Ronald Rand. Ronald Rand is an actor. He is also a writer about acting and an acting teacher. Your book, you just did a big book signing a couple of days ago. Tell us.
I did. This is the book, of course, Solo Transformation on Stage, and had a huge sold out event at the Drama Bookshop in New
Yeah.
York City. Yes, and we had a great crowd, including Carol Rosick came.
Oh,
She has some photos in the book, one of Anita Hollander and one of Billy Crudup. And so there were wonderful people there, including Karen DeMauro and a lot of different acting teachers and actresses. And Valerie David was there. I met her over at the Act Alone Theater Festival over in Iceland. And so she does her own show.
did you act? Did you read from the book, or was it?
I did. I read from a couple of the chapters, and then I had, of course, Q&A. But I also invited Anita Hollander come to join me. She's in one of the interviews in the book because I have over 20 different interviews with some extraordinary people like Christopher Plummer and Anita Hollander. So I asked her some questions. So the everyone there was totally thrilled by our Q&A together. So that was fun. Yes.
Well, that's wonderful. So this is great. When is your next event? When can people see you?
Well, I'm actually going to be doing an interview this coming week with Jim Masters' show live. So that's coming up this week and on the 29th and at 7 o'clock. So I've got another show that I'm doing. So I'm going to be working on some more book events and then on top of it, my opera that I wrote as the librettist of Ibsen. It's the first opera ever written about Henrik Ibsen. That's actually under consideration by one of the most prestigious opera houses in America right now.
So not wood. Yeah.
Keep our fingers crossed.
So,
Yeah.
there's kind of a weird echo coming at me.
Okay.
Yeah. We're good. So
the ghost of Christmas
congratulations.
past. Thank you.
Congratulations, Ronald. I'm so thrilled that so many great things are going for you and going your way.
Thank
You
you.
are here, though, to play once again our Today-Yesterday trivia quiz. Is another short one. We've got 6 questions total and 1 tiebreaker. So David Sheward, alas, will not be.
He's not feeling well. Leslie did not write back. I don't know. Can you email her?
Leslie's probably trying to log on
Okay.
and has been for the past 15 minutes. So what we can do, though, is we can start the game with Joyce. Are you playing?
Yeah, I'll do whatever you
Joyce
need.
is playing. So I'm gonna ask, actually you, since you're the relative newbie, can you pick a number from 1 to 6 and tell me what it is?
I'll pick your lucky number 5.
Joyce taking my 5, and
I'll go to number 2.
Ronald taking a big sticky number 2. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me roll. Here's my virtual die.
What fun.
And it comes up a 1. See, this die has more, it comes up another number 1.
Oh boy, it's gonna be a long show. Number 2?
Yes, number 2.
Wow. Okay.
So, Ron, do you want to be first or second or possibly third? But
why don't I go second this time?
Oh.
Since I picked number 2.
There you go. Ronald with 2. Joyce, you're kind of by default number 1, but it's no default of mine. So, Joyce, you get the first question. Are you ready?
Yes.
No, checking your phone. No.
I was just saying about. Let me see if Leslie or anyone's checking in.
Yeah,
first.
please see if
Yeah.
we get at least one other person. We
Yeah,
also
that's
asked Vicky Quaggy to play, but she has her nephew's wedding mazel tov. So
Nothing from Leslie. Hopefully she'll join in. Okay.
So we know how this works. Each question is worth 2 points, and it's based on things that happened in history on this date, September 24th. Okay. So this is a multiple choice.
Okay, but can I make
Go-
my SodaStream while you do it?
No, I can't concentrate.
Okay.
But right after,
Okay.
next question is for you.
Okay, yeah.
The year was 1742.
Oh, Jesus.
Opening today in Boston
Uh-huh.
is Faneuil Hall, a commerce area that served as a meeting hall, debate center, and marketplace.
What was the year?
Faneuil Hall, it opened in 1742.
Oh, okay. Yes.
1740.
Which of these
This
is
a good year.
true
Mm-hmm.
about Faneuil Hall?
Mm-hmm.
A, it burned down 3 times, 2 of them in the same year. B, it has a weather vane the shape of a grasshopper on it. C, because of the pre-revolutionary speeches given there, it's been given the nickname Freedom's Front Porch. Or D, for decades up to 2018, busking was punishable by 48 hours in jail.
I'm gonna go with A.
You're gonna say
I'm
that?
gonna say that it burned down and it got rebuilt because it might have been made of wood, so it made sense.
Is that your final?
Here.
Oh, yeah, cool. Oh, yeah.
We got a bell.
I got a hat. I don't have a hammer, but I have a bell.
Have a bell.
All over the same. Final answer?
Yes.
L. Burn. It's not correct.
You know, and I also thought it would be the last one.
Well,
but then,
well,
yeah.
well, this now goes to Ron, so don't
Yeah.
give it
Ron
away.
is
Okay.
very collegial. I don't
Yeah.
mind sharing with
Yeah.
Ron. You're a nice man. I like
Well,
sharing.
thank you. That's so
Faneuil
sweet of
Hall
you.
did burn down, but only once back in
Only
17.
once.
It's
Okay.
still there. It's still
But it
still
made
there.
sense because the building would have been made of wood, probably, right?
It would have been made of. So, Ronald Rand.
Yeah, it's an amazing place to visit, and I highly recommend it. It's one of the great sites of Boston, and so
Oh wow!
I enjoyed being in there. It's so historic, and also it's not too far away from Paul Revere's house, which is also pretty incredible because it's still standing, and it's just an amazing. I mean, they got this whole revolutionary walk you can go on. Of course, see the church where all the lanterns were put up there, one if by sea and 2 if by land, and all that kind of. So it's right there. So
Isn't
it's pretty.
Isn't there a football field right by there?
Probably, but I can't
Paul
tell you.
Revere
but-
and the Raiders.
That's,
Ah.
okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you.
Well, I tend to think it's numbered B, the second one.
You think it is true?
Which is that one? Yeah.
It has
Yeah.
a weather vane the shape of a grasshopper
He
on
might.
it.
He knows because he was there.
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to remember, but it sounds
Did you
like
take,
something.
Like the official docent-driven tour.
I'll give that a whirl and see what happens.
Or we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. Is that your
Okay.
final answer, though?
Yes, it's a final answer.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Well, Ronald,
Yes.
you're so vain, and these 2 points are about you.
Oh,
You're
okay.
vain. Well done, Ron.
All
Yes,
right.
indeed.
Okay.
You get 2 points. It's got this. One time it was stolen, but they brought it back.
Yeah, I remember seeing a picture of it, so I think that's what stuck in my mind.
Yeah, it is still there. And by the way, they call the place the Cradle of Liberty, not Freedom's Porch. And street musicians are more than welcome.
Oh, is
It's
Leslie
known
coming
for that.
in?
Leslie joined.
Yay.
Leslie.
Sort of.
That was quick.
Did she leave?
Well, we've got her picture, so hold on.
I've got your picture.
We've got your picture.
Oh.
Hey, Leslie, how you doing? Oh, remember to. Oh, you are
Can
unmuted.
ask her to unmute. if
She is
you like,
unmuted.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
physically
She's
unmuted
coming.
here.
She just has to connect the sound on her phone if
Yeah.
she's on her phone.
oh, okay. Well, she'll get there.
Leslie, she can also chat the answers, but that's not as much fun.
No, not nearly.
No.
Is
For
she
once,
there?
actually, we see her, but now we don't hear her. Hold on.
Here, let me try something.
Okay. All right. We're getting closer.
Oh, hi, Joyce. This is my wife,
Oh, I'm
Joyce.
sorry. I don't want to be.
Oh
I want to ask her to unmute.
my
But she's
gosh.
not muted. That's the problem.
Oh, okay.
No, it just has to put her audio on. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she'll get there. I'm assuming.
Oh boy.
The joys of technicalities.
Yay.
Not yet. No,
Nope.
no, not yet. Close.
Either to connect with Wi-Fi or to connect with her 5G.
Oh, she's
got-
connecting to audio. Let's see.
Yeah,
Hold
yeah,
on.
she's got to connect her audio, probably 5G, or she could do the Wi-Fi.
Not yet.
Where have you been? Wait. Scream. Leslie, scream.
No, she can't hear us yet. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Leslie Land. Yeah.
Yeah. Close. Oh boy.
Maybe
Is her
have
phone on mute? Maybe.
no. Have her log in and log out, but leave the. She's got to connect her audio.
Yeah.
If she looks on
Again.
her phone in the lower left corner on the bottom of the menu, she's just got to. There's a little thing that.
I know where it is. I just couldn't.
Woo!
It wouldn't appear. I knew where to go, but it wasn't there.
No, it's Zoom.
That's what psychotics say. All right. So, welcome, Leslie.
Oh, touche.
Walked into that one.
Yeah, sure did. How you doing, Les? Looking good. What's up? How's your week?
Fine. I'm fine. Thanks for putting up with me. I'm sorry about last week. Although you had a wonderful show and a wonderful team because I watched it.
Well, we thank you, Les. Joyce, can you do me a big favor?
Yeah.
Can you go down to the kitchen and bring the gift?
Oh, okay.
We do want to share that. We do want to show that. So, but Les, yeah, I do want to give condolences. I don't, honestly, no offense, I don't remember your friend Marna, but we were in Paris together. I don't recall her.
It's okay. She was just a wonderful, funny lady, and I knew her from the time I started teaching. She was already there. She was very well established at the time, and I know I have that photo I'm talking about. When I find it, I will send you a copy of it.
Yeah.
It's been a bad year for me. I had a few older friends. I don't have them anymore.
Wow.
They're no longer. They're all gone now.
This is what happens. We get older. We get older.
Scroll.
So, but I want to thank
Beautiful.
Leslie
It's
very, very
beautiful,
much.
yeah.
So, we have Ron. Oh, and here's Ron's thing. So-
Be careful.
Oh, what's that?
You wonder why I have people on the show. It's because they give me things. So Ronald gave me a couple of weeks ago for our new home
Oh,
a beautiful rock. that she
yes.
painted.
Well,
I think I
thank you.
could show this on.
Oh.
I would call it a
Yes.
paperweight, David, or an art object, not a rock.
Well, what would you call it, Ronald?
That's the floating palace in Jaipur, India.
the floating
and-
palace in Jaipur.
Yes.
They didn't play in India, but
Yeah.
they did it in.
Is it actually a little bit bigger? Maybe the floating palace?
Just a little bigger. Yeah, there we go. Now it's getting
Floating
to its
by.
regular
There.
size.
It's
There.
miniaturized
Yes, it's floating
version.
by. Yes.
Miniature, right?
And this is why people in India are in Jai poverty. So anyway,
Oh,
so not to be outdone, Leslie knew that Joyce and I have moved to Maryland, and we just got ourselves a house that previously
Leslie just has excellent taste.
she does.
It's
Our
a
house
beautiful
is-
house. But you sent pictures of the house, so I was able to get a sense of,
Yeah.
the color and this color scheme and whatnot. So that made it very easy.
So we purchased the house from Goyim.
No, but Leslie, still some people don't have good taste. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but this is beautiful. This is what Leslie sent us to put on the front of the house. We haven't done it yet because we're holding it and the weather's been at. But
Yeah.
this is for those who don't know. This is a mezuzah with a Marc Chagall stained glassy kind of front,
It's gorgeous.
and then of course the scroll
It's gorgeous.
in the back.
Uh-huh.
We're going to
Right.
ask our rabbi back from Colorado probably to double kosher it, so
Yeah,
she
she
can give it a nice little blessing. But thank you,
Beautiful.
we're going to be putting this up, and yeah,
Is that pale blue the same color as the house? It looked like it to me online.
the lighter blue is close. It's quite close, and just the fact that it's blue on blue,
Well,
Beautiful.
and we have red shutters, and there's a little bit of red in here, so it's actually lovely, and it's just what we're looking for.
it's bigger than I thought it would be from you're holding it up, or maybe it's because you're holding it close to the camera, but
That's what she said on their wedding night. But I don't even know what that means. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, thank
if
you,
you
Lisa.
don't
Thank you.
know, then who does?
Notice that David Short is not on this episode. He didn't get me anything.
Ah,
Oh,
Connected,
No,
perhaps.
he said he doesn't-
hint, hint, right.
Oh, yeah, I
Well,
texted.
happy New Year to both of you.
Thank you, Rosh Hashanah Tova. Yeah, and a sweet and a good
That's what I'm talking about.
New Year.
Happy
to
New
everyone.
Year.
Better
Yeah.
year for all of us, especially you. Actually, it's been a pretty good year so far for me,
Hmm.
but good year for all of
No,
us.
but that's good, Dave. You had a couple. We've all had a couple of bad years. I mean, so I'm happy
Oh,
that
yeah.
I just have to get over it. I booked theater for October. So talk about being optimistic. I've gotten my 2 shots.
Yeah.
My flu shot and my COVID shot,
COVID
and
booster. Yeah.
we shall see what happens.
So you
By
booked
the by,
Hmm?
Ronald,
Yeah.
I was watching Radio Days the other night,
Oh.
and in the USO scene, as they pan across the front,
Mhm.
I noticed a familiar face, but a younger version.
That's right. Yes.
It was so funny. I mean, I've watched that movie at least 3 or 4 times. I never noticed you in it before, and there you were. You know.
Yes, it was a fun day on the set. Woody Allen was there along with Mia Farrow and all the kids.
Oh.
So it was quite a busy day. And
You know, I have to tell you, I went to one of those cattle calls.
Oh.
I'm assuming you got your job through the cattle call.
no, actually, I think that was one of those where I called up and spoke to the casting director and said I'd like to be on the show,
Oh.
be on the film. And so because I had done so many movies, I mean, between principals and day players and contract roles and background, I probably have been in 800 films and TV shows.
Oh my
So,
God.
Yeah, that's what's happened
Oh
over
my
25
God.
years. Yeah.
How did you have
Okay.
time to live your life?
One doesn't
Well,
when you're an
then you
actor.
missed
That-
the- you
that is
missed
your
the
life.
joy.
Yes.
Lunch to a
Then you
show,
missed
dinner to a show.
Then you missed the joy of a Woody Allen cattle call,
Well, I've been to those actually.
which is he sits in the back where you can't
Uh-huh.
see him.
That's right. Yes, I did that for
It
another
was the
film.
old
Yeah.
Bond restaurant that used to be on 7th Avenue or Broadway that is
Hmm.
now around the corner on 45th Street, I think, or something like
Uh-huh.
44th Street. But it used to be right on Broadway. And he sat in the back of a banquette, you know, in shadow, and
Mhm.
you had to walk up to a camera
That's
with
right.
with your headshot.
Yes.
Hold your headshot next to your face to prove
Whoa.
that this is what you really look like. So when they went by the headshots, they would know.
Mhm.
And then I didn't get the part anyway. And it could very well have been on your movie. No, wait, your movie, that movie was in 87. I stopped doing this by 1980. So it
Mhm.
had to be before that. It had to be maybe for Manhattan or one of the 70s.
Yeah,
movies.
I worked on
But I
about
didn't
6
get
or
it.
7 Woody Allen films. Yeah.
Yeah. You've been
Yeah.
in 67 Woody Allen films?
6 or 7, no, 6 or 7 of his
Oh,
films
I didn't-
over the
because he
years.
made 67 films, I'm
No.
sure.
Oh, he
What was the
probably-
last one you were in? Which was the most recent?
Oh my God, I can honestly tell you because I worked so many days on so many things. I went from project to project to project, and you lose track after a while. But
And
you
is
know,
it extra work? I mean, you're busy.
well, the background work,
Excuse me,
but
it's
then
background.
it's
It's
mixed
not
in
extra,
with
it's
principals,
background.
and then it's mixed in with working on commercials and industrials and my
No, he
theater
was
work.
asking which one of the Woody Allen films was the last
Oh
one.
my goodness, I can't honestly say now the last one that I worked on, but I know that was the first one that I worked on.
Oh,
you
it
know.
was.
Oh, radio
Yeah.
days was the first one. I didn't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I continued going to some of those cattle calls, but then because I knew the casting director, I would get called
I
to
don't
work
even
on some
remember
of
who
the
the
films.
casting director was. Who was it? Todd Thaler or someone?
It could have been. I mean, I've lost track over
I
the
don't
years.
remember.
Since
I mean-
I've been touring for 22 years in my own show, I've
Right,
sort of lost
right.
track now. Yeah.
But it was really funny. It's a lovely scene. I mean, you're sitting there
Mhm.
talking earnestly to your friend in your. I believe you had a soldier suit on, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
A
And
soldier suit.
a sailor suit. Yes, it was
I know I
great.
don't have my words, so I come up with it.
But that's,
Yeah.
what you wear, but that's what you wear every day, so that's not new.
yeah.
I've seen you wear that suit. Come on.
Mother put him in one as a child and never outgrew it. That was it.
But it's so much fun to work with. I mean, when you're doing so many films and TV shows in New York, I mean, I was on soap shows for so many years, playing a lot of different roles, and then of course doing so many films. But it's so great because when you're in a scene with somebody like Tom Cruise, or I did Vanilla Sky, or different films like that, and I did Family Business, sitting next to Sean Connery, Matthew Broderick, and Dustin Hoffman, and that was a pretty good scene.
Ron, you and I had the same thing happen, though. We both went from acting careers, although you still act, to writing and to interviewing. So I interviewed Woody, and he was with Sun Yi. It was at an opening of one of the films at HBO,
Yeah.
and it was so strange to be on the other end of it.
Mhm.
Just and it was one where he was very eager to talk to the press. I mean, there was a time when he wasn't, and then there was a time when he was. So it was and she was quite lovely to talk to. They just come back from Paris. It must have been midnight in Paris because they had just come back from Paris. And I remember feeling how different it is, when you're on the other end of it, and it's not you need something from them, they need something from you. So it's a
Mhm.
different situation.
Very different. Yeah.
Well, the situation here is that we're doing Dave's Gone By, and we are just starting. We have one question down already of our today, yesterday trivia quiz. Our contestants are Ronald.
Who is our other contestant?
Well,
I've got Ron and me.
last time I won by dumb luck.
So we've replaced David Sheward for this week with my beloved and wonderful wife Joyce, because Vicky couldn't.
Oh, the invisible Joyce. Okay, nobody
Yeah.
believes you really have
Peabody. I'm trying to
nobody
channel David.
believes you, David. Nobody believes you really have a wife named Joyce. We know that
Well, she
you
was.
have.
You missed her. She was on camera for 2
Yeah,
seconds
you missed
earlier.
You missed
Yeah.
my post-workout, no makeup,
That's right.
hair face. Yeah.
So here we go. Here's the deal, Leslie. Ronald got the first question right,
Of course he did.
so he's got 2 points. The next, since you came a little late, big surprise.
Not
know,
for
this-
lack of trying, Buster. I started at
I
5
know.
up, and my.
You
there's
need to
something
start at
with the
7:30. You need to wake up at 4 a.m.,
That'll work.
fire up the hamster wheel by which your internet connects.
That's right.
No.
And then, but anyway, Leslie, you get the third question. Joyce goes second. So, Joyce.
Yes.
Oh no, wait. Joyce was first.
Yeah.
So, Ronald, this question actually goes directly to you.
Oh.
So, because you stole the first question from Joyce.
What was the letter of the first question, just in case?
Letter of the first question was B.
B.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Ronald, here you go. You
Yes.
can take a commanding lead.
Oh
Get
boy.
this question correct.
Okay.
The year was 1778. Workers of the world complain. Alexander Day patents the dial time recorder, an early version of a punch clock. Speaking of time, which of these is false about the herb thyme?
Oh, of course.
Of
Oh
course.
my goodness. Okay.
A,
He's a writer. He'll know.
it's used to flavor Benedictine liquor or liqueur. B, ancient Egyptians used it in embalming ceremonies.
Oh.
C,
Ah.
the modern Egyptian word for time is za'atar.
Hmm.
Or D, the best time to harvest time is dawn when the flavor is at its peak.
Wow.
Say the first one again.
Which of these is false? The
Yeah.
first one
Which is false.
it's used to flavor Benedictine liqueur.
Hmm. And what was the third one?
Third one is the modern Egyptian word for time is za'atar.
And there was an embalming one, right? Embalming.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one was again?
I might as well have read them
No,
from
it's
the top.
the best time to pick time
Oh.
for flavors like dawn
Is
or something.
dawn.
Yeah.
Dawn.
Mhm.
Wow, you sure got my time. I think I'll go with I think I'll go with the fourth one because that's a wild, timely guess.
Okay, so to go that it is false. That the best
Right.
time is in the morning when the flavors are. Final answer.
Final answer.
Tick tock, tick tock. Oh, I'm sorry, Ronald. We are out of time. That is not the correct answer.
Oh.
Apparently, the best time to pick time
Wow.
is the time in
Okay.
the morning.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll the die.
Roll
Let's
the
see this. Here we
See what
go.
happens. See if somebody knows their
You're
time.
assuming my number is 6, right?
Well, yeah, you're right. Of course, Leslie. I'm just assuming
It's
it's
okay.
roll the 2.
Hey, I've done well with 6. I'm not going to change. I ride the same
Ron
horse.
Guess
is
who-
two. Ron
and
is 2.
Guess what, Leslie? I just rolled a 6. You're okay.
Oh,
There
girl.
you go.
That's because I'm going. So that's good. Okay, so Benedictine embalming or Zatar.
There you go.
I know about Zatar from watching cooking shows. I know some of the things in it. I don't remember time being one of them. It's a Middle Eastern flavoring. I know that much. It's a mix of herbs, and you can put it into things and make them taste Middle Eastern.
Hmm.
But I don't remember whether time is in that or not. As far as embalming and Benedictine, why do I think Benedictine has like anisette or something in it? No, that's the green one. That's chartreuse. Okay, so I know too many things about too much stuff. Okay.
No worries,
and
Liz.
it just gets all jumbled up in there.
I thought anisette was a woman's anus, so I guess I'm wrong about that.
David, that's so disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh my
I've
God.
only been gone a week. Has he got raunchier, or have I just forgotten now?
Thanks so
Yeah,
much.
thoroughly disgusting.
I think he's lost his mind.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
he's lost his mind. Okay,
okay.
as long as it's not me.
Get it back, Dave.
All right, I will go for it's not in Zatar.
So you're saying it is wrong. It
I'm
is
saying
incorrect.
C is false.
Is that your final answer?
Hang on. Is the question whether Zatar is the Egyptian name, or whether time is in Zatar? I mixed up the question. I made it my own question.
Yeah. So, okay, which of these is false? I'll give you all three. Which of these is false? It's used to flavor Benedictine liqueur. Ancient Egyptians used it in embalming ceremonies, or the modern Egyptian word for time is Zatar.
Okay, I'm going to say that C is not it. That's it. Okay, I thought you were asking if time was in Zatar. I'm going to say C is not correct. Is false.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Well, I can't think of a pun. Hold on.
Wow, the suspense is thrilling.
Well, no, I don't want to Zatar you with the wrong brush, Leslie. But you get 2 points. That is absolutely
she got it. Okay. All right.
You described it before. Za'atar is a seasoning that has occasionally thyme in it, but it's all these different Middle Eastern spices. It isn't the word for thyme in Egypt.
Uh-huh.
It's not true.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm glad I double checked that, because I made my own question up there.
Leslie, it's good you took those classes in speaking Egyptian language.
And by the way,
One of my good choices in life, yes.
the English word for za'atar is hyssop.
Of course.
Did you know that?
Hyssop, yes.
Okay.
Actually, that's another. I know the name. I didn't know that was.
Yeah.
Wait, not for the English word for Zatar is hyssop.
Apparently, or maybe I wrote that wrong, but hyssop.
No, I know what that word is, and I know that it's a spice, but I don't know that it's equivalent to.
I thought that was just kind of a fake story, because you've heard of Hyssop's fables. I'm sorry.
Oh,
sorry.
whoa.
Mr. Peabody, no.
I know. I apologize. I do
You
apologize.
just threw
It's
that in
actually
to
good.
make that pun. Now that's not fair, David.
That's
You
why
can't do
David.
that.
That's why David Stewart won't come on the show. David.
Well,
He's running.
Octobrush.
we have to hear octobrush.
Brush.
I thought it said hot dog brush. What the hell is
That's what
that?
it sounds like. Yeah.
Yes, there's a channel on YouTube of a man who is doing pronunciations of words to help people who can't speak. But he's picking words that absolutely nobody has ever heard of or uses, like
Octobrush, right?
Octobrush.
Hot dog. Was it the first one, hot dog?
no, it's saying
Octo.
the word octobrush.
Octobrush.
You were right. I heard hot dog brush, which I thought was even funnier.
Well, it is even
Octobrush
funnier.
actually more useful than Octobrush.
And let us not forget our great friend.
Israel Gutman.
Yes.
Israel Gutman.
So if you ever wondered how to pronounce Israel Gutman, you have a specific video telling you how to pronounce Israel Gutman.
It's helpful.
It is.
Oh,
So,
my goodness.
Leslie, you are tied now with Ronald with 2 points.
Oh, boy.
But
Yay.
you can take the lead if you
I
get
can take the lead, Ronald. I
Okay,
can take
I'm,
the lead.
I'm
How
on
about-
my tether hooks.
But Leslie, you have to answer it in Egyptian.
Did I just use an Egyptian accent? Or do I have to
Can you
actually?
do an Egyptian accent?
No, of course I don't. I have
Oh,
no
you're
idea.
eating a hot dog. Yeah.
Right. I have no idea what an Egyptian accent sounds
All
like.
right, here we go. Now, Leslie, this you should be getting to know these now. This is not.
Oh,
No, it's not 3 clues in the news. This is change one letter.
Oh, okay. I don't mind that. Go ahead.
Good to know. Change one letter. So you know how this works. It's sort of like 1 point each for one of the answers, and then the other point, well,
Right.
one for the other
Okay.
answer. Born today is this TV pioneer, humorist,
Oh.
and labyrinthine puppeteer.
Oh.
Change one letter and you can't get subtler. For 7 TV seasons, he was Gatling's butler.
Oh, my gosh.
Henson and Benson.
Whoa, Leslie.
Is that your
Whoa.
final answer?
Yes.
That's incredible.
Wow.
Benson is the only butler I know on television, so
I
it
got
had to
the
be
first
Benson.
one, but I couldn't get
And
the
Henson is the puppeteer, of course, so that worked. That's
So the,
Wow.
the idea of that question, Ronald, is you change one letter from one to the other. So you get one of the
I
answers,
see.
and then
Okay.
one letter difference
Give
is
him
the
the
other answer.
example of flame and frame.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if
Oh,
it had gone directly
one
to-
letter.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
have done that.
Amazing, Leslie. Amazing.
They're doing that category on Jeopardy now too.
Are they really? Wait, change one letter?
Yep.
They stole that from me. Stole it from me. Those bastards. They owe me a lot of money now.
That's that
They
miracle
do, they
garlic
do.
or whatever.
Go collect the money.
Yeah,
So
go try.
octobrush
Let us know how that works out. Let us know how
Octobrush.
collecting the money from them works out. I'm curious to know.
So Leslie, at the end of our first round, we have only two rounds, and then the tiebreaker.
The final round.
You are leading 4 points to
Whoa.
2 over Ronald.
Yeah.
Who's not yet on the board,
I
but
got
Joyce.
nothing. I won last time. That was
Yeah.
enough. That was enough.
Okay.
I'm happy.
But game's not over, and this question goes directly to you.
Oh, God help
Oh.
Oh,
me.
you played last week as well. You know, I only went through quickly and I didn't, and Joyce was invisible, so I didn't know she was
I
playing.
fill in, Leslie. Whenever there's
Yeah.
nobody available, I'm like the fill-in. I'm the
So
understudy.
you're the empty space now. That's what I'm gonna think of you. That's
Placeholder.
terrible.
I'm the
That's
seat
just
filler. I'm the
awful.
placeholder. That's
She-
okay.
She's the fill-in, I'm the blank. That's how kind of the marriage works.
Oh.
All
So-
right.
The year, Joyce,
Yes.
was 1928,
Oh, great.
premiering at Broadway's Lyceum Theater tonight.
I know I'm the worst one with Broadway.
Yeah.
Well, you'll see. Is Ring Lardner and George M. Cohan's musical Elmer the Great.
Oh, gee.
Speaking of Elmer,
Wow.
which of these is false about glue?
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Well, it's not Broadway, it's glue. So there you go.
False,
that's
I
great.
know who was in the movie of Elmer the Great.
Oh,
Joey Brown.
really? Oh, okay.
Wow.
So
Did not
I
know.
watch TCM, so I see things like that.
This is a great question about Elmer, but it's about glue.
Okay.
Sticky things. A, the first commercial glue was made not from horses' hooves, but fish.
Ugh.
B, in 2016, a zookeeper in Atlanta used Elmer's glue to seal cracks in a penguin egg, allowing the baby to be born. C, sticky duct tape was originally called duck tape because water was supposed to roll off it like a duck's back. Or D, during the Obama administration, the government reached out to retailers and asked them to rename glue guns glue applicators as a way of lessening children's exposure to items either called or shaped like weapons. Which of these is false?
The Obama one. The last one is false.
Is that your final
I
answer?
think I'm wrong, but I'm going to go for it, yeah. I think it's the duck one, but I'm going to go for the Obama one, yeah.
Well, I give you a presidential salute
Oh, no.
because you get 2
Woo!
full points, my dear,
Wow.
Finally
on the board.
Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
I made all that up. What makes you think it was the Obama one?
Because I know I watch a lot of I watch a lot of things, and I don't think that they would like change a glue gun because of exposure
Because
to
it's
children.
gone,
Right?
yeah,
I think
okay.
it's too simplistic. I think that they wouldn't change a glue gun. They might change toy guns, but not a glue gun.
Fair enough.
There'd be millions of angry crafting ladies who would attack.
Well, except that, I actually was thinking what a great idea, because in schools where I used to teach, you use glue guns. And so the word gun was being used in a setting that was inappropriate for children, really. So I thought that was a great
Yeah, who
idea.
knew back then?
Yeah, but Michaels and the Hobby Lobby have a lock on them.
Glue
right.
applicator is a perfect, that's a perfect,
It is.
except that it works like a gun. It's got
Yeah.
But you
it's
know
like
what?
a nail gun. Yeah, I know.
I like that they call it a gun, because if you've ever put hot glue on yourself, it's very dangerous. So
Mhm.
calling it a gun to me makes it something like dangerous that you shouldn't put hot glue on
But
yourself.
except that it's used in a school situation. I must say, though, about this thing about guns and changing names, when my son was growing up, when he was just a little, maybe 2 years old, I refused to allow guns in the house. He was not allowed to have a cat pistol. It was my decision. And so he's like 2.5, and he's running around with a clothespin going bang, bang.
That's right.
And
You
I
pick
thought,
up anything.
there's no way to stop it.
No, it's
It's-
cowboys
it's-
in you. You do.
It's
You do.
nature
Absolutely.
nurture, yeah. It's
Mhm.
socialization in the culture.
I
Right, it's in
I
it's
think
in
what
the
happened
culture.
originally was they were going to call it glue applicator, and then they chose gun and the name stuck. So
Because it was a much catchier phrase to sell it with, of course.
Absolutely.
They
Yeah.
were selling the sizzle, not the steak, right?
He's making fun of the word gun,
gun
sticking.
because it's glue. It's
That's
a,
funny, honey.
it's a glue thing. Thank you very much.
That's very funny. That's a good joke. Very good. Good job. Good job.
Not just a
Good job.
pox on that joke, but a pox on that joke.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm gonna get my glue gun and I'm gonna stick you. I'm gonna give you a sticker.
And by the way, just so you know, they tried making glue out of a whole bunch of things, and early on it really was made out of bits of sturgeon.
Oh, that's,
That's
Yes.
like,
Oh,
yeah.
that's disgusting.
how bizarre.
I think it's the fish skin. I don't think it's the fish itself. I think it's the skin.
This-
Has
Oh.
a paper.
What would inspire you to say, I'm going to make glue out of fish skin? I mean, like, come on.
When you don't have glue and you're looking around for something.
Grab anything you got.
That's what-
Yeah.
What would inspire you to make it out of grind a horse's hoof
I know.
to do anything? It's like, well, this might be sticky if I grind it. Who thinks of these things? You know?
Crazy.
How many types of animal hooves did they grind into? Oh, horse is the one.
Mhm.
Goat, it sticks for a little while, but it's not, human foot. No, human foot
No,
too,
it doesn't
too
work.
greasy. No, it doesn't
No.
work. Anyway,
Ah, yes.
what a wonderful game we have. We have Leslie with 4 points, Ron with 2 points, and Joyce with 2 points, with
Wow.
more
Okay.
questions to go. But Ronald,
Hmm.
you tie the game here.
Oh boy.
This question will go to you, and guess what, Ronald?
Yes.
Is 3 clues in the news?
Oh,
Yes, it
no.
is.
Oh boy. Okay.
Got it. Ha-ha.
All right.
Ronald has it. So I think you know how this works. It's blank,
Yeah.
word
He's
blank.
trying to forget, David.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
He's got some trauma from last time.
As soon as everybody logs off from the show. It's like, I need to forget this now.
Yeah, that's
Never happened. It's like a mental rape.
Oh,
It's like, I
no.
don't want to call the police. I just want it to be, I'm going to shower and it's over.
Mm.
But, all right, Ronald.
All right. I'll dive in. Okay.
Clues in the news. The 3 clues are, okay, so, and they connect to another word. And
Mhm.
it's something to do with something in the news. Shaw, Shrek, Apple.
Say it again?
Yeah.
Shaw,
Okay.
Shrek, Apple.
Oh, God.
Wow.
I mean, it isn't necessarily blank. There are words that call up this other word.
God, you sure picked some really great clues there. Thank you.
You can also, talk about your book or any new
Well,
signing. I have
Solo transformations on stage.
well,
Soul of the American
no
accent.
idea.
I'm trying to think of what's in the news, and
Say
I
it
mean,
again
in New York
slow.
City, we've got this incredible puppet walking around the city. I'm trying to think
Yes.
if a mall is connected to Apple, but I don't know. But
You know about that? Did you guys see that on the news?
No.
yes, all over the city. I'm going to try to
It's-
see it in
it's-
Bryant Park this week. Yeah.
To make you more sensitive and accepting of immigrants. It's a
Mhm.
giant-sized, a female Middle Eastern
Puppet,
puppet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Stuffed with drugs from Mexico.
Oh God, you're terrible. Well, I'm going to just say a mall because I can't think of anything else. So I'll just throw that out there with good wishes and peace.
What'd you say, Amal?
Yes,
Okay. Is that
that's the username.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, we'll show it on the air. But, well, first of all, let me say, no, that is not correct.
Ah,
Your night
okay.
visitor was incorrect. But let's show this. I don't know if I can make her. Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, there she
That's
is.
her. Yes, that's
Yeah,
her.
she's huge. Yeah,
Yeah, I would send her
exactly.
over the border in a heartbeat. I'd be like, yeah, get out of this country. We don't need you. Go wash some
Bad.
dishes. Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, but we have a steal opportunity. ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. We're going to roll the die,
They sure do. Wow.
and it comes up. Let's see.
Please come up, Leslie.
Please come up. I was thinking the same thing, but I didn't say it out loud, Joyce.
Well, I think Ronald scored 2 again.
Please
so
come up,
it's like,
Joyce.
2
Okay.
again.
Wow. Okay. So I'll go again. No, I can't.
Just only doing 1. Nobody's won.
I'm a 5. Leslie's a 6.
Yeah.
Joyce,
Oh
Oh.
no.
as you were saying that, it came up 5.
Okay.
Okay. Say it slowly, because you know.
Okay, these are the 3
That's
clues.
karma, Joyce. That's karma.
Wow.
Here we go.
Okay.
The clues are
Yes.
Shaw, Shrek, Apple.
I'm gonna say orchard.
Is that
I
your
have no idea. Yeah.
final
Orchard.
answer?
Yeah.
Is orchard.
Yeah.
Well, I'm afraid you picked poorly there in that orchard. That is not the correct answer. So,
Leslie.
Oh boy, Leslie, you have a chance.
The only word that even comes to mind at all is the Shaw Festival, so I'm going to go with festival.
Isn't
It is Shaw without the P. Is it PSH or is it SH?
Oh, I bet
it's
you.
no, it's just
I bet you, Leslie, I
SHAW.
think you're right. That makes sense.
Orchard Festival.
Well, no, I
Festival.
don't know if it's a Shrek Festival. I mean, I don't really know what that is. But
Final answer?
the only answer I can come up with, the only thing even I hear in my head.
Okay.
Well, I'm afraid you're infested with the wrong answer there. That is not. I've stumped the panel on this one. I think both of you guys are really going to kick yourselves on this. The answer, okay.
Oh, it's
The
theater.
clues.
It's theater.
Shaw, kind of. Shrek, Apple. And the clue that we were looking for, the thing in the news, Fiona.
Oh, Fiona Apple.
Oh, the hurricane. Oh, okay.
Fiona Shaw, the
yes.
actress.
Fiona
And
Shaw.
Shrek, the girl that he marries, is Fiona.
Fiona.
Oh.
I was thinking it had to be connected. I didn't know.
Yeah, well, I said it doesn't necessarily always be blankness or blank.
I should have listened to that part of what you were saying. I really didn't listen.
So Hurricane
Yeah.
Fiona is barreling towards Canada. Whoever.
Well, it hit it. It's already hitting it right now.
Oh wow, yeah, and
Absolutely.
did some damage to Puerto Rico. But
Was it chilly in Maryland yesterday?
actually, Maryland, Chile is a very, very far away country from Maryland. So Maryland is here. Chile is like in South America.
You asked,
we're
right?
getting the cool weather. We definitely got that's I wore long sleeves to teach yesterday for the first time. So and
I overdressed. I put on a turtleneck and a shirt, and I went to a museum with a friend, and I was dying because they turned off the air conditioning. I was
Oh.
like,
Wow.
it was like too much.
no, but this
It
morning it was
wasn't
like
that bad
50
here.
degrees here, but it'll be 70 by middle of the afternoon.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like time of year.
But we're getting a lot of rain, so
Well, good. Oh, yeah. So here's the deal. We still have a game where it's Leslie with 4 points, Ronald with 2, Joyce with 2, and one more question
Oh
in
boy.
the game. So this is going to decide pretty much everything, although we also have a tiebreaker. And this question, though, will go directly now
Oh no.
to Leslie.
Woo, woo, woo.
So
Oh.
Leslie, if you get it right, the game's yours.
Yes.
If not, it can be anybody's game. And it's another change one letter.
Oh, yeah.
You get one of these. Check this out. Went to you. Here we go. Born today is this SNL great who also did news radio before he met his fate. Change one letter, and just like that, you get a rotund South Park brat.
I can't remember the little fat guy's name. The only name I can think of is Stan. I can't think of the little fat guy's name. Oh dear.
Oh.
It won't go there. It's not giving me anything. Can I have another second, please? I'm gonna hit myself over the head with a frying pan when this is over.
I hope not.
No, I know. I can't get his name. I'm thinking, okay.
Say it again. Say it again.
No, it's okay. I know what the clue is. I just can't come up with it. It's a little fat guy, and I can't think. If I could think of his name, then I could think of the first name. Used to be in radio. Somebody was in radio before he was in Saturday Night Live.
Hmm.
Is that what you said in the?
I cannot. I'll read the clue again. I'll read the thing again. I can't
Yeah.
give hints or anything. Here's the poem. Born today is this SNL great who also did news radio before he met his fate. Change one letter, and just like that, you get a rotund South Park brat.
Oh, I know it.
Oh,
Got
goodness, she knows it.
Then let her have it because I can't come up with it.
Okay.
You want to promote two on the
I
aisle?
know I'm going to kick myself. Go ahead.
No, I'll kick you, Leslie. It's my pleasure to do so. So are you passing, Les?
I'm passing.
Okay, I'm going to roll a die. It's going to be, now this is really interesting because if Joyce gets this, we're going to have a tie game. If Ronald gets it, there's a tie game. So I'm going to roll a die.
Uh-huh.
Excitement. I just rolled a number 5. Joyce?
Oh, wow. Joyce got it. Oh,
Remember,
boy.
it's
Okay.
1 point
Yes,
each.
it's Hartman and Cartman, right?
Thank you. Okay.
Oh,
got it.
wow.
Got it.
You got it.
I know the answer.
Yeah.
I know the answer now.
Amazing.
Let me tell you, don't.
Yes, it
No.
makes sense.
I was
Just gave
gonna,
me-
so I was gonna get a Halloween mug at Lidl or Little. I say Lidl, the store, and it said "The witch is in." So the witch is in.
Lidl.
Change one letter in that one, and
So this is unbelievable. This is my God, ladies and gentlemen. We've come to the
I
end
don't
of
have
round 2.
paper though. What am I gonna use?
There's a pen right there.
Okay.
And turn over this
Okay.
nondescript piece of paper.
Okay,
It's just
give
a
me-
Greeley Crimes and Old Times
Okay.
paper. So yeah.
I'm ready.
So you need a piece of paper. This is a real tiebreaker now. If Joyce and Leslie
Wait,
could
wait.
possibly tie, Ronald
Wow.
is playing for
I
funsies.
think it's the
Wow.
first time ever. I'm not sure, but I think it's the first time ever that two women have tied on this. At least while I've been doing it.
I
It could be.
probably-
Yeah, maybe.
It's historic.
This
It's
is
just-
more like hysterics, but here we go.
I was
Um,
thinking histrionic, but that's not.
Yeah.
I like
I feel as if
vowels.
I'm playing with Alexa. You know, it's like an AI voice coming in.
See, I get to see her. You guys don't. So here's the deal. I'm going to read this question,
Hmm.
and it is a fill in the. You got to
Oh,
get
boy.
the answer.
Yeah.
Write it down, and then I'll read the question again. 3, 2, 1, and you'll hold your answer up to the camera. We've done this, and Joyce, she will hold her page
I'll
up
give
to
it to
me.
you. I'll give it
Oh,
to
you
you.
give it. I'll hold it up to the camera.
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
You ready?
Very
Yes.
good. This is all the marbles here. This is it.
Okay.
This is for Rosh Hashanah bragging rights. The year was 1989. Premiering tonight on ABC, The Preppy Murder, a docudrama based on the real-life murder of Jennifer Levin by a former prep school student she had briefly dated. What was the bad guy's name?
Oh,
Oh.
God.
Yeah. That's a long time. Wow.
Say it again. I see him.
Yeah. I do too.
The clue again. The year is 1989. Premiering tonight on ABC TV,
Oh,
The
crap.
Preppy Murder, a docudrama. I'm surprised we weren't in this as background, Ron. A docudrama based on the real-life murder of Jennifer Levin by a former prep school student she had briefly dated. What was the bad guy's name?
Oh.
Gosh. Wow. Hmm.
Okay, I won't look at you.
No, I don't have it. I don't have it.
Yeah, all right.
I can see
Okay.
him. He was like
Yeah.
very light skin with like dark hair.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
looked exactly like a preppy. He was the sine qua non of preppy murderers anyway.
That's
Yeah.
right.
When you say it, I'll know it. That's the
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
the
not.
way it
I'm-
always is.
Does everybody have something written down yet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wrote something down. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if anybody got this. So I'll read it one more time. I'll do a 3, 2, 1, and maybe I'll give you some clues if nobody got the right answer. So here's the deal, because we kind of have to break the tie somehow. 1989 was the year. Premiering tonight on TV, The Preppy Murder, a docudrama based on the real-life murder of Jennifer Levin by a former prep school student she had briefly dated. What was the bad guy's name? 3, 2, 1. Oh, what lovely things. I see Lashana Tova. I see.
Was it Robert Blake?
I have Leonard.
No, Robert Blake was an actor.
Leonard Part 6. No, it's not Leonard. Not Lashana Tova. Oh, well, thank you, Leslie. All right, so I'll give some clues. So, and I don't know if we can.
Was it
it's still
Robert
time.
Chamberlain? Robert
Oh,
Chamberlain?
I thought Robbie Benson played him.
Chamberlain?
no, she's getting closer. She's getting
Robert
closer.
Chambers. Robert Chambers.
Oh,
Doesn't count because but yes, it was Robert Chambers.
yeah, that's the guy.
Joyce got
You
it.
got
Robert
him.
Chambers, that was the guy.
Yeah.
Did you know? I can remember all this.
I
That
think
he was
he
not
was
convicted.
acquitted, right? He was acquitted or something.
Not quite. The
Yeah.
jury couldn't make up its mind, so he took a plea.
Did he kill her?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Presumably, he
Presumably.
still doesn't admit to it. After the jury deliberated for 9 days.
Oh, he made a video of strangling another woman.
It was
right?
strangling a doll.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He was
strangling a doll,
making fun
yeah.
of strangling a doll.
Oh God.
I've done that. And he pleaded guilty to manslaughter.
What does that mean?
I mean, well, as opposed to murder.
Okay.
It means he got 15 years in prison. He was released.
I didn't know
Years
he was
ago.
in prison.
Uh-huh.
And then he continued. He had a drug problem, so he got into more drug problems, selling drugs, taking drugs, and he's back in prison until at least 2024.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Not a
that
guy.
was
Nice
it.
guy.
But I
A
think
lot of your co-eds,
he had like a social, like he had this disease of like social desirability where I think he hung with people who were more wealthy, and I think he wanted to always.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
he could. He was a really good-looking guy. He could have been an actor. He could have been
Yeah.
absolutely. And instead, just this really sociopathic character.
But he was never
Crazy.
convicted of that murder.
Well, he pleaded guilty.
Oh yeah. Well.
And does that count as conviction? If it's manslaughter.
You know what though, with a crime like that, especially a sex crime, which that was also part of that.
Yeah.
You have there's such an aura over it that even if you're not convicted, you can't get a job. Everybody knows who you are. People look at you and go, "Hey, aren't you that guy who?" And they don't want it's as bad as being so, which I'm happy about. Quite honestly, I think that's the way it should go, especially since he really was guilty. But that's the way we are as human beings, So that's.
Yeah.
Well, he could open, a shack selling coffee down in Tijuana. Nobody would know.
He did not. He could. I don't think he could have, but somebody could have done
You know
that.
what? 20
So-
years ago, he could have. Now with social media, we probably
Oh,
couldn't do anyway.
That's it.
They
That's the
find
whole
him out.
point.
Yeah.
So, and everybody would say, "Hey, the guy on third and Segunda is actually the guy who killed that girl." Joyce wins, even though she didn't get it in time. You can give her even if you give her half a point, she wins because it was a.
If you're being that gracious, Leslie, and you want to give up your crown
I
from
would
last
say
week,
let's say it's a tie. Let's just say it's a complete tie.
Come up with another question, real quick,
come up with another question. All right.
Mr. Question Man.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Hold on.
It's coming. Oh boy, this is exciting. The
Don't
tension
you have
mounts.
something you threw away and didn't use for the show?
All right. You'll both get this one. You'll all get this one. 3 clues in the news. Here we go.
Oh boy.
The clues are.
Oh no.
I literally, off the top of my head, I'm doing this. Clock, sterile, Cocoa Puffs.
Oh, I don't know that.
Oh boy.
That's not in my.
Leslie's
list.
writing something.
I don't know what it is, Leslie.
I think I spelled it wrong, but I have the word.
Oh, wow.
Sterile,
Cuckoo?
Cocoa Puffs.
Cuckoo?
Cocoa Puffs.
Cuckoo?
That's the word. She got it. That's the
They
word.
both got it. And why cuckoo?
Well, I wrote
It's
it
still a
down.
tie.
I actually wrote it down, if you
Yeah.
can see.
I think it's C-U-C-K. I think it's C-U-C-K. I'm not sure, but yeah.
See, you're right. I knew I was missing something, but I didn't know it. You're right. That's what was
Leslie,
missing.
I concede to you because I'm just an understudy filler. I'm not really a.
And why is that clue in
No,
the
no,
news?
you're a perfectly fine. You do just as well as any of us, baby.
All right.
Yeah, you're the voice outside the box.
By the way, why that word? I mean, I literally just thought of that one. It came too late for me to put in the quiz.
Because is it the anniversary of the Sterile Cuckoo, the movie or something?
No.
She died. The lady died.
Louise Fletcher died. Yesterday.
Oh,
Oh,
Cuckoo's
did
Nest.
she?
Yes,
Oh,
that's right.
Nurse Ratched, right?
Yeah, Nurse
Yeah.
Ratched. Great performance, and she was in Star Trek 2 and stuff like that. Anyway, it's still essentially a tie game. I'm okay with that. Oh
Yeah,
no,
two
good, very
winners.
good.
I think we should leave it at the tie.
Yes,
Very good.
but before
for
we
you
let
guys.
our guests in the Daverhood go, let's remind people that Ronald. So your book.
Leslie, are you seeing theater again, or are you?
I haven't started. I booked some stuff in October. I just I got all my shots. I'm gonna, with my fingers crossed, I'm gonna try. One or two of the theaters say that it's mandatory. One of the two of the theaters say that it's up to you, and I'll see what happens. If I'm comfortable, I'll go, and if I'm not, I'll stop.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah.
So
I really don't want to get sick. I really don't. I managed to get through all of this and not get sick. I know you've had it, so I don't mean to, you know.
Well, Joyce is not. I've had it. It was nothing. But and I got the booster 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah, I just got it too, but I've been going to the theater. I mean, I just went to see that fabulous Irving Berlin musical at the York Theater, which everybody should see. It's just fabulous. And Jim Morgan made a wonderful speech. It's always, I haven't seen him in a long time, but yeah, I've been trying to get out, and there's such interesting things coming up this season. So
well, yeah, I booked for some amazing stuff. I booked for the 1776 with the all-female cast.
yeah, right.
Oh.
And I booked for the one that I'm really anxious to see is Leopoldstadt.
yeah.
The new Tom Stoppard. I have a wonderful photograph of me with Tom Stoppard. It's on my door. I'm not going to get up and get it. But do you remember, Dave? We had a luncheon, a drama desk luncheon. Bill Wolfe was the host, and it was down at Tony's downstairs. And Tom Stoppard was the guest. I don't remember what the show was. It might have been the one about rock and roll. It might very well have been the one about rock and roll.
I like that
But
play.
it was in 2006, I want to say 2006, something like that.
Something.
And so I was up on the dais as vice president or something like. I was vice president for so many years of an organization. So somehow I managed to get a picture with him. He was not particularly gracious, but I mean he was gracious as a guest. But it was sort of like move down that way or something to me. I don't remember, but anyway, I just had a negative feeling. I don't know why.
Well, I saw a show of his out at BAM, and actually myself and just 3 or 4 others that he knew personally, and I started a conversation with him. We all went out to dinner together, so I was sitting across from him for the whole
something
dinner.
about me at the time or that day.
So he's very sweet.
Oh yay! I'm glad to hear that. I'm very happy.
Did you take a picture though? You should have taken a picture.
I didn't, just at dinner.
Might have been the picture, Leslie. Some people don't like picture taking. I
didn't take the picture. It wasn't a selfie. Our photographer was going around taking pictures.
Yeah.
I did not ask for it. I did not do it. It was just we happened to be sitting near each other and we got a picture together. I really and truly, I wasn't like leaning on him or.
I was actually supposed to be in that picture, but I was below Stoppard's knees, so I didn't come up high enough in the actual lens to be in the photo.
I'm not going to ask what you were doing in that.
Oh no! Stop it! Just stop it right now.
So naughty.
Well, it was Stoppard, so you know.
It's true. Or teaching him how to use the
octobrush.
On his octo.
Octo. That's scary.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let me again
I think that should be the tagline of the show. That's scary. No, that's scary.
Who was the guest this morning? I didn't see.
No guest. I wasn't even planning on doing a show this week because I've just been so swamped. But like, how can I not do this? So I'm doing this.
Stay tuned. We're gonna connect my.
Yes, we bought a SodaStream, so we're gonna see if it works and see if we blow up the house trying to use it.
Tell me what you think of it. I won't give you my opinion. Tell me what you think of.
That when you say it like that, as opposed to saying, "Oh, I have it. I love it all the time," but it's like, "Yeah, tell me what you."
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, we have the new one, the Terra.
Yeah, this is
okay.
We bought it. It's got a little Israeli flag on the box that kind of sold me on it. So I don't know. I don't see it. We'll see. Maybe it's really yummy and delicious.
By the way, just going back, if I may, for a minute to the mezuzah. The one I didn't get you. It's so difficult to buy a mezuzah for someone else because it's something that if they like it, they're going to put up on their door. There was one that was encrusted in. No, I didn't. The one I didn't get you was roundish and it was encrusted in little Swarovski crystals and in flower shape. You wouldn't like that one, huh?
Well, if they're actually Swarovski diamonds, you know what? It's a little gaudy, but at the pawn
It
shop,
was a
they
little
don't care.
gaudy, yes, it was a little gaudy. It was a little gaudy.
Joyce was asking for one of these where, a battery could go in the middle, it could vibrate,
Hey,
but
hey.
I don't know what.
You know, you
Anyway.
might have an idea, you can go on Shark Tank with that one.
It-
That's a lit for outside to find. Wow, that would be a great idea.
the pleasure zuzza.
That defiles the nature. Oh my
Oh my
That's what I
God.
do. That is what I do.
Where is
So,
this going?
Ronald,
Yes.
people can get your book, Solo Transformations on Stage, how?
At sunburypress.com or at the Amazon or at the Drama Bookshop.
Or, right, I'll sell the
How
drama.
did your book signing go? How
It
did
was
your-
sold out. We had a great crowd and we had a lot of wonderful people there. And so it was very well received. And
Well, that's what happens when you publicize it on Dave's show. That's what happens.
that's exactly right.
Nobody
Thank you.
will come.
So I'm just curious because
Yeah.
I don't get like for publishing, like for us, we don't, our royalties are like poopers. We have good royalties.
Okay.
Do you get better? Do you probably get you probably have a much better deal. I'm assuming
Well, I mean, it's a performing arts book. It's like, not something by Michelle Obama. So it has its niche. And it's just a matter of self-promotion and getting the word out and being on your show and things like that.
Oh, you're going to be on that other guy's show, Master? What's
Yeah, Jim Masters' show live this week.
whoa,
What's when?
whoa.
Where? Have
So
you
I
see
keep
it?
getting it's September 29th at 7 p.m. So I keep promoting it and writing to people. And also I've had a lot of professors at universities now who have bought copies for their students because some of them teach solo performance in school. So
I never wrote a book, but I wrote a hell of a lot of monologues in the 90s, and several of them got published in other people's books. And I still get notes from people saying,
that's
"Oh, they
great.
really." For
Mhm.
some strange reason, stuff that I wrote in the 90s, sadly, is still topical. I wrote one about a
Mhm.
guy who was in a hobo camp. I'm saying that wrong, a homeless camp.
Uh-huh.
And the cops come and they take everything down. So I wrote one from his
Oh.
point of view. I have one called NIMBY, and
Mhm.
that's still so absolutely relevant.
Sure.
It's amazing to me the stuff I thought that was socially of its time is
No,
still relevant.
it continues.
I
Yeah.
find that really odd. But are you talking about how to write them or just how to perform them?
Well, this book, Solo Transformation on Stage, is actually about how to transform yourself in life and on stage and how to create your own show. But I also delve into so many things, physics, I deal in psychology, I deal with lots of things that it takes to continually transform yourself every single day as a human being, because that comes first. And then I talk about my travels around the world and how that actually bridges cultures and then also creates greater understanding through the show that you do. So it's really about inspiration.
I don't have the second part of that. I've traveled, but not for years. But the first part I just call getting up.
Well, it does take a lot of courage to get up, I tell
It
you.
really does, especially the last couple of years.
I think that's the subtitle.
Getting out of bed is a transformation.
Getting out of bed. Yes, right. I want prizes for that.
Now, let's,
Let me tell
one of the
Can I
reasons.
tell you one story that I'll forget by next week? I have an Alexa, and I had her. I queued her up to play me Leonard Cohen's "I'm Your Man" as a wake up call.
Yeah.
Because I think waking up to Leonard Cohen's sexy voice in the morning saying "I'm your man" is the best thing I can think of. So I would say thank you every morning. I would say thank you, Alexa, thank you. And she would always say, she's programmed to say you're welcome or that's okay, it's my job. So one day she said, "This AI is very happy to help you." And I thought, oh shit, she's actually talking to me. And so it turns out
Whoa.
I was really worried it was a Hal moment, but actually she's programmed after X number of thank yous. to say,
Oh,
Wow.
I thought that was so
Amazing.
funny. I literally almost fell out of bed. I was having more.
Well, we don't have an Alexa, but I have my machine programmed to do this.
Octobrush.
Every
That
morning,
would get you out of bed. Trust
so
me.
you wake up to that, I see, yes.
octobrush. It works. It really actually works. If I'm really not feeling well, I have to I do Israel Gutman instead. But it's either Israel Gutman or Octobrush. Gets her right out.
I love it.
Now, Leslie,
Wow.
before we let you go, do you have anything new with Charlie on Two on the Aisle?
Two on the Aisle has not posted a new show. We put up new shows and they haven't posted them. So we have, I think our last thing was Kinky Boots that actually got posted. We're putting up As You Like It very, very late. Charlie's had a lot of issues health-wise. Not a lot, but he's had some issues health-wise. And so we've run behind on that. But, you know, hopefully come October, everything, but the station has fallen off for some reason they
What
posted the
happened?
same show.
Yeah.
They
Manhattan
posted the same
Neighborhood
show
Network?
twice.
Whoa.
What?
Well, Manhattan Neighborhood Network? What do you mean?
Yeah.
What's up
Yeah.
with that? What's up?
I mean, Charlie sends them the raw material, the finished material that
Yeah.
they're supposed to put up. So I do not know why they haven't. It's up to
Mm.
our YouTube stuff is, you know, reasonably up to date. But
Right, there you go. You might as well put it on YouTube and then you know, the hell with it. I mean,
what we've done is we put up the segments on YouTube
yeah.
separately,
Right.
and then we put it together as a show. And so, you know, there is nothing new now, but there will be, and there'll be two shows. We'll be two shows behind by the time they get ready to.
Mhm.
And post
I
it.
think we can just cancel one of
No,
them.
yeah, no, but I'm saying maybe you just go in reverse now and post the shows on
Yeah.
YouTube, and whenever MN happens to run them.
Especially since I will be going back. That would be fun. You know?
Well, it's great
Are
to
you guys
see.
coming up, David? Are you coming up to do it like you used to do when you lived in Denver? You'll come up every couple of
Once
months.
in a while, I mean, we're thinking Thanksgiving would be the first time when it really makes sense for us to come out, because we'll have at least like part of a week that we could go.
Well, if you're in town for Thanksgiving, if you're in town near my neighborhood, which is Hell's Kitchen, let's have lunch or something, or dinner, early dinner, something before you go back.
Yeah.
We'd love to see you in person.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Leslie. Absolutely. And then you know,
Okay.
make something really delicious and expensive. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
So-
I'm gonna make something. I'm not cooking.
Oh,
We'll go out.
oh well, yeah,
What are
I'll
you,
take
nuts?
you for a ride on the Staten Island ferry just for fun.
that sounds good.
Yeah,
Guys,
just be careful. You'll get stuck on one side or the other. They have no. Do you live in Staten Island?
No, but it's just fun
Oh.
to see the whole harbor.
When I was young and courting a guy with a guy that my mother and father hated, the only place we could go, he lived at the Y, I lived at home. The only place we could go was the Staten Island ferry. And we would ride it back and forth at night. We would hide in the bathroom so we didn't have to get out and walk around. And then we'd come back and we just sit there because we could hug and, you know, kiss and do that kind of stuff.
right, yeah.
But I love the Staten Island ferry. I have a close relationship, close personal relationship.
Oh,
That's sweet.
oh. I feel a song coming. Fingered on the Ferry. I feel that song coming up.
Oh,
No, I was a good girl in those days. That
there
was a
you
long
go.
time
See that?
But nothing to do with you. I just love the idea of fingered
I
on the
know. I also, by the way, started the Staten Island Ferry stories, the ones, the Staten Island Ferry plays, the A Train plays. We would go on the ferry back and forth and write a one-act play
Mhm.
with a group of actors that we knew that we were
Wow.
writing for, and then they would be
Wonderful
performed.
idea.
It was done on the A Train first,
Yeah.
and then I took it and put it on the ferry. And then the guy who did the A Train said, "You stole it from me." I said, "Well, you stole it from the 24-hour plays. So what's the difference?" You know,
Yeah.
I said, "I asked you whether you wanted to do it first. I offered you the opportunity." He said no. And then when we did it, it was successful. He went, "Hey, that was my idea." So, you know, but they're still doing it. It's like 22 years later or something. They're still doing it.
That's a lovely, because I would not want to do anything on the A train except look at my shoes and worry about who has a.
The A Train
knife.
was a longer ride because you would get on the A Train at 4th Street and go all the way up to Inwood and then come back. So you had a longer time to write. You had to be really prepared in your head beforehand with
Right.
an idea. I wrote one about Spalding Gray,
About
and
him.
it was very sweet. Well, no, it was two girls who came to throw a wreath on the water where he supposedly, you know,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
so they were just basically talking about suicide and how wonderful he was and that kind of thing. It was just because I had that idea coming in, you know, it wasn't like you
Wow.
get that idea while you're on the ferry.
I will
Yeah.
tell you this, Leslie. Every time I write about Spalding, I have a ball.
And I interviewed him just a few months before he
Did
left
you
us.
really? You
Yeah.
couldn't tell if he was depressed or not. I mean, I don't mean that's a bad joke, but I mean,
Yeah,
He
but
was
most
always
people,
on-
most
he was
people
always-
before they kill themselves, they'll have an up, right? So
Yeah.
like they're satisfied with the fact that they're going to end their life, and they're, you know, they have the plan, and they're pretty content. So it's hard to spot it.
But do you remember his last
Yeah.
plea when he was in agony, when he had that accident?
Yeah, he was in a car accident in Ireland,
Oh.
And
and
they never cured his pain. And as someone who's gone through various bouts of pain in my life, I understand the idea that you just want the pain to stop. It's literally physical pain. It's not
that is
mental.
actually no. That is how people feel when they get through 3 hours of watching this show. They just want the pain to stop.
Is that a clue to- for me to stop talking? Okay.
Oh, that's why they need orthobrush.
No, not orthobrush. It's an octobrush
Ortho-
that is used
Octobrush.
by our friend.
Mr. Gutman.
Once again,
Israel Gutman.
yes, on that note, on that name,
Thank you.
Ronald Rand.
Lovely to see you both. Take care.
Yeah, such a pleasure.
See
Thank
that
you.
one, and
See
Leslie,
you,
next
Joyce.
week. Next week, the guest will be. I mean, all things assuming things don't go. Excuse me.
Are you okay?
Our mutual friend, my
Take
former
your
boss,
tea, take your
Robert Viakis, is coming back
Oh,
Into
great.
the
Oh, I
neighborhood.
love that. Oh, that'd be
Oh.
wonderful.
because he's got a book
He's
about
got
ghost stories in the
stories,
theater.
yeah.
So we'll be
Oh,
talking.
that,
about
yes,
that.
he was talking about that a while ago. That's
Yeah.
lovely.
So,
Mhm.
see you
Good.
guys soon.
Okay.
Happy Rosh Hashanah to both of you.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye, Joyce.
Have a good one.
Don't even know if she's still there.
I'm here.
Bye, Leslie. All right, it is. Oh my God, it's 10 after 11 Eastern Time here in the Daverhood. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. That's my darling and wonderful
I'm
wife,
looking
Joyce.
for the video on how to get our thing quick connect.
Well, that's right. We don't really want to hook this thing up until we look at the actual directions on how to hook this up. But we did. I wasn't kidding. Yesterday we went to the store and bought the latest version of the SodaStream. It's called the Terra, because we're kind of terrified of what might happen if it explodes. Sparkle as you like, from a light to a strong fizz. I do like that. They can control the bubbles. I like it nice and bubbly. Joyce, depending on her mood, likes it sort of a little flatter. What else do we?
So here's the instructions.
Here's the Israeli flag.
Look at the bottom. Turn it on the bottom. See what it says.
What does it say there?
We
Don't
like
do
you
things
too.
to this.
We like you too.
It's got a close weight.
No, we
yeah.
like you too. Turn it around. See?
Oh, wait, that's sweet. Oh, is that anything on the top?
You open it. Yeah, it
Just a
does say,
pressy
yeah,
thing. Well, you have the booklet.
yeah.
What's
Open
there?
it. Open it.
There's an empty box. Hold on.
Open it. You'll see it says something.
All right, let me just open this up. I want to cut my fingers on the cardboard here. Oh, the excitement. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Honey, I'm home. Oh, very cute. Very clever.
Yes.
Only Jews. Made in Israel and it literally says one of their marketing things is it's made by Arabs and Jews working together. So I'll read out what to do,
Okay, I'm doing
and
it.
Joyce is going to try and do it.
Oh my God.
All right, something broke already.
Hold on. Okay, give me a second.
We're going to try. I mean, I remember when they were advertising this, like Scarlett Johansson on the Super Bowl was talking about SodaStream, and I was rooting for them. Yeah, because Israeli company, and I'm hoping this will be a really great way to get
Okay.
seltzer. We drink a lot of it,
Okay.
not to have to schlep bottles.
Okay.
Okay.
What do I do?
Remove the plastic cover of the thing.
Okay.
It's got the dildo bullet.
Wait, hold on. Go
Remove
slow,
the
go
plastic
slow.
cover, and I'm reading again. And pull off the cap.
I can't open the cover.
Okay, we may have to stop there.
Wait.
Do you need a scissor? I think I have a scissor in here.
I got it.
Joyce is removing the plastic cover.
Go slow and not so much craziness.
I'm in the middle of doing a program here. Craziness is the point.
Okay.
All right, she is removing the plastic thing around the thing.
It's hard to do. It's going to take me a second.
While she's doing that, let me remind you that you can watch old episodes of Dave's Gone By if you go to davesgoneby.com. davesgoneby.com. Every show we've ever done, from our very first one back in October of 2002, all the way till last week's, and then soon this week's, will be there for free
Okay, I did it.
streaming. Okay,
I did it.
here we go. Joyce
Okay.
removed. Let me show on TV. Let me show on camera.
Okay.
There she goes. Yeah, they designed this for women. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Number 2,
Okay.
pull open the back cover
Okay.
of the thing, of the actual thing. Gotta pull that open.
Oh.
Look at that, it opens up. Look at that.
Oh, okay.
And the thing comes off the back thing.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Number 3, raise the pink handle. I got the same information on my honeymoon. She did, ow, raise the pink handle.
Yes.
And now, if I were gay, I'll get this information. So it says bottom first,
Let me see.
insert the cylinder.
Does this thing go in the front, the little putubi?
Well, here, it
Let me
just
see what it
says,
looks like.
here, do that. Are you sure you don't want to watch the video?
I'm going to put that in the front, I think. Yeah, okay.
Okay. So insert the cylinder, do it from the
See.
bottom first.
Does it go like this?
I don't know.
Or does it go like, let's see. Wait, let me see what they're showing. It looks like they're
Because it's got a
showing
little nipple on the front, and we don't know which.
full, no, it goes, I think, this way. Like this.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And now insert the cylinder bottom first. Lower the handle for a quick connect. Really, the camera should be on you, not me doing this. But here we go. Okay. Lower the handle
It's
for.
got to go this way. Hold on.
Okay. For a quick connect.
Honey, I can't. How does it?
I don't know. This is why I do not want to mess with this until we watch the video.
Okay, so let's watch the video.
Well, I don't know if I can show that without getting copyright. Well, I can play it.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna watch.
How does the little knob go? Let me see the book.
That's what she said.
Okay, you turn on the video.
Well, I don't know what the how to set up your SodaStream Terra thing. All right, in fact, I got thrown off Facebook for this. There you go.
They kind of put it sideways like this. Like this, I think.
How to set up SodaStream Terra. Okay.
I can't close the...
All right. Let's do this one. This is from Say Is My Name. I don't know if this is the official one. So this could be bad.
Got champagne taste on a
I'll
kombucha
shut up with
budget.
this.
So do Fran and Dan.
Quiet.
That's why they shop
Quiet,
at Fran.
quiet. Skip the
Oh, you
ads.
didn't take the top off, David. You didn't tell me to take the pink
Where did it
cap
say
off.
take the pink top
Right
off?
here, you didn't tell me. It says pull the plastic cover and cap. You didn't
Oh,
read
I'll
the
take-
cap.
I can read the cap. There we go. That would make some sense here.
Okay.
Now it goes in. Pull the pink thing down.
Here.
And
Okay.
what comes after 6? Here we go. Lower replace the back cover. Oh, look at it. We're almost having liftoff.
Mm-hmm.
And notice. Oh, let me pull this down. Excellent.
Did I do good?
I gotta kill the thing. Excellent. Move to the next step. Here it comes.
Mhm.
Oh baby. Fill the carbonating bottle with cold water
Mm-hmm.
up to the fill line.
Mhm.
Good. And here's a bit of advice for you. Always fizz water before adding any flavor. We're not adding any flavor. We're
No,
just
I
making
don't want flavor.
spritz. Okay. Make sure the bottle rest is tilted out, which it is.
Yes.
Number 3.
Do I take off the cap?
Yeah.
Okay.
They
They don't have a cap. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
All right, here we go. Insert the bottleneck into the snap lock. Push it up and then back. The bottle is inserted correctly when there's a gap between the bottle and the base. Is there a gap between the bottle and the base?
Yeah. Look, it's hanging.
It's inserted. Look at this. You're almost done.
Is it? See, but there's like a little space underneath. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a gap. That's as they say on the railroad.
This was fun. This was
Okay.
really fun. Okay.
Now, but you got to do this every single time you want a seltzer.
No, all you got to do is put the bottle in next
Oh.
time.
Now the last bubbly step. Oh boy.
What do I do? I can't see it.
Yeah, hold on. I
What
just
does it
need to.
say?
It says the word. It's not really a word. The onomatopoeic.
Oh.
It's taking a piss, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Firmly push the carbonation button. Let me read all of
I'm
these
not
before
gonna
you.
read it.
Button all the way down. Hold down the button for 1 second and release. but repeat as desired. 3 times for standard fizz, 5 times for strong fizz,
Okay, ready?
and then you'll pull the bottle towards you, and then we'll be like, enjoy your fizzy drink.
Okay.
So, do you have a...
1,
Whoa.
2, 3,
Okay. You want a very
4,
fizzy?
5.
Okay, that should be a pretty fizzy drink, I hope.
This is awesome.
Well, try it. Taste. Did you bring
This
out
is
a glass?
awesome. I'm gonna pour some. You want me to go get glasses?
Yeah,
I'll
you
get
gotta do it. I'm sorry. I'm
You
happy to
can
be
get
doing the
glasses,
show
it's
here.
your show, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if there's any other important stuff to know. Important instructions. Never do this on a Saturday because there's an explosive. Well, okay, I'll skip that. Oh, the cylinder is reusable. When it runs out of carbon dioxide, just get it exchanged and pay only for the refill itself. And get an extra cylinder so you never run out of bubbles. All right. I'm tempted. Oh, look, it looks, ooh. It honestly does look all excited and bubbly. I'll hold that up to the camera in a mo. So, very cool. Very, I mean, I think it's going to be very fun the first 5 times we do it. And then it's going to be like, oh, I have to put the fucking bottle in it. Press the, fill the water, do this. But it looks really, really cool. And Jewish. What could be better for Rosh Hashanah than the Israeli-made SodaStream item, ladies and gentlemen? Joyce is getting a glass as we speak, and we're just going to see how the spritz manages from SodaStream. Anyway, what was I saying? Also, you can watch the archives at davesgoneby.com. You can also watch them at archive.org, a not-for-profit website, archive.org. We have a channel there.
And I put honey for you.
We're going to try it together. Thank you so much.
I put agave and lemon so you can have what you like. Yeah.
So, Joyce is going to now take the bottle out of the thing. Oy. All right, it's all right. A little bit of a spritz.
Ooh.
And it looks very seltzery. It does.
You got to stir it, baby.
All right. So Joyce was kind enough to make me. We should put a little bit of agave. You said lemon squirt.
Yeah, I put a little bit of it's from the lemon machine.
The condensed lemon. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Okay, I'm stirring.
Ready?
All right, here we go. We're gonna do a big l'chaim here. Shana tova. Clink. Drink.
Perfect.
Tastes like seltzer.
This is 5. I did 5 squirts.
Yeah, I like a 5. Maybe you like
This
a
is
4.
yeah. This is delicious.
All right. Forget Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation. I'm with Janet Jackson's Carbo Nation. Yes, indeed.
This is awesome.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yay. All right, good. We have seltzer.
You know what I like about it, to be really honest?
What's that?
That because we have so many bottles and cans, we'll exchange the filter.
Yeah.
This is so much more ecologically friendly. We have one thing, we make it into others. We can buy more of these bottles,
Right.
but it's so much more like recycle friendly.
Well, except I'm still drinking that. But
No, I'm gonna put more. You want more seltzer?
a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna stir your.
But also, I mean, the bottles are supposedly recyclable.
No,
if we're
this.
using them.
Yeah, but this you keep. You
Yeah.
don't throw this away.
No, but I'm saying, like, even if you're using.
Yeah, but it's better to have less and use them.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think this is just an awesome invention. Like, who would think of it?
Thank you, Jews. Thank you very much, Jews.
I don't know if it's too sweet or not sweet enough.
No, this is perfect. You
Okay.
should put a little agave in there,
Yeah,
and that's great.
but your agave was leaking, so I had to put a cover underneath it in the cabinet. It was like all over.
Great.
I fixed it. It's delicious.
I gave at the office.
I think the
Yeah,
5
okay.
is too much for me. Why can't I do 4? It's only 3 or 2. I could do even 1.
You can do whatever you want. It says, I guess it's increments. Like 3 is kind of normal, 5 is really bubbly. So go for 4. You know, or try
I
them.
think like sometimes I'd like a 1 or a 2, like maybe low.
Mm-hmm. 1 is all right too. The cartridges will last a lot longer if you make a lot of 1s.
Yeah, we can get a big thing of like Poland Spring, like a big vat of water and just pour.
Yeah. You can also use the water from the fridge, the ice maker thing.
Oh, this is good.
Well, there you go. Success. Thank you very much.
This is delicious.
You know what also is delicious? The folks that we've had on this program over the years.
Just be careful, David. I'm going to put this here, okay?
Thanks, man. So, yeah.
You want your tea?
From the very first episode,
You know what? You could follow it up with your snack.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Nothing, and I would say nothing goes better with a delicious fresh glass of seltzer than dark chocolate crickets with amaranth seeds. And as I mentioned when I tried these like 2 or 3 weeks ago, it isn't the fact that it's crickets that disgusts me, it's the fact that I just don't like this heavy dark chocolate.
That's
So
the sad part.
here we go, here's Jiminy Good,
Oh gosh.
dark chocolate crickets.
Jiminy Good? Did you just say Jiminy
Really
Good?
good. Yeah. You know what they most remind me of? Like when you have those espresso covered
Oh,
coffee
you told me.
beans.
Who told me? Was it you who said you could put chocolate on anything and it would be delicious,
Yes.
right? So
That's
it
true.
doesn't really. You could put chocolate on like I don't know, like an eraser, you know?
Although I think grasshopper would be juicier. I do. I think cricket's okay. It's crunchy. It's good. But grasshopper, you get a little more of
I
that.
remember my grandfather.
Yeah.
He used to eat scallops, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, Grandpa, what do they taste like? He said they taste like an eraser.
Yeah.
I said, why do you eat them? He said, if you bread anything, it'll be good. If you bread something, it's yummy.
Anything you eat is a conveyance for sauce.
Yes, or butter. Like that's
Oh,
someone told me
yeah.
that's why I never ate lobster. I found it disgusting.
Oh.
But somebody said that's why they eat lobster because it's a conveyance.
Yeah, you put in
for
the drawn butter. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What is drawn butter?
I don't know.
Why
what
is it
that
just
means.
butter?
You want me to look?
Yeah, why do they call it, what do they draw it out of? They draw it out of a cow.
What is drawn butter?
According to Wikipedia, drawn butter is melted butter, often served as a sauce for steamed seafood.
It's
It's
melted butter.
So call it melted butter. Why have it drawn?
Wait. What is the difference between melted butter and drawn butter?
According to Land O'Lakes, by definition, drawn butter is just another term for melted butter.
Oh.
Some chefs believe drawn butter is clarified, while others say it isn't clarified, only melted.
Well, that's confusing. They haven't clarified anything
don't
at all.
understand.
Yeah.
Is melted butter the same as clarified? Oh, here we go. Is ghee the same?
Yeah, we're getting
People
no.
have, it's like
yeah.
the butter rabbit hole, right? Who writes that much about? Would you like your drink, honey?
I will finish my drink.
Wash
Thank
out
you
the
very much.
taste of cricket. Mm-hmm.
You know, the only bad thing about this thing, I do get little.
Oh, David,
crunch
please don't
pieces.
say it. Don't say it.
I won't say. I'll show it.
If you want to get cricket, why don't you just stick your head out the window while you're driving, and then while crickets, fly, your teeth will filter the cricket.
I wanted to try it. What I don't understand
Mhm.
is, we're trying to get crickets out of our houses. My mom has them in the basement. We get them occasionally in the other room. We see them all over the lawn,
Yeah.
like jumping crickets everywhere a certain time of year. So why the fuck is a bag of them $6?
Because
They're a pest. They should be like 80 cents, and everybody would buy them and eat them. Why is chocolate covered crickets more expensive than lobster? Why is it more expensive than $14.99 a pound for strip steak? I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, that isn't bad though. Anyway, reminding you
poor honey.
that Castbox.fm. If you just want to hear the old episodes, audio only, and the new ones too, this is a place for podcasting. Like if you're on the go and you want to listen to this idiot talk for 3 hours, you can go to Castbox.fm, and it's all the episodes, but it's just the audio of the episodes, downloadable or as on your device, on your MP3. It's specifically for podcasting. Best way really to catch the show is right on the website, davesgoneby.com. Also, this Facebook page automatically saves all our video episodes since we've been doing these on Facebook. But lots of ways to watch Dave's Gone By, to share it with people, to let them know that they can see episodes. I know, like Leslie, she comes on the program, we just saw her. She doesn't belong to Facebook. She wants no part of it. So she doesn't watch the show live. She comes on live via Zoom, and then she'll watch the show later. And she can do it because she can go to my website, and she can go to YouTube also. We post our videos there. So lots of ways to watch Dave's Gone By, and lots of ways to celebrate the fact that October 6th will mark the 20th anniversary of this program. We will begin our 21st year. Because we started October 6, 2002 when we were on late night on WGBB Radio, AM, out on Long Island. And in those 20 years, we've had some wonderful, amazing people and guests on the show, like Leslie Hoban Blake from Two on the Aisle, like Ronald Rand, the author of Solo Transformations on Stage, like our beloved David Sheward, who couldn't make it today, but you can read him in theaterlife.com and culturaldaily.com. So yeah, great, wonderful people. And Joyce, I don't know if you heard her in the first episode. She was really not a vocal part of the show for a very long time, but she was with us from the very first. Rabbi Saul was on the first episode, and in between, hundreds, literally hundreds of wonderful guests. We like to check in on them and see what they've been up to. See that, hey, when they were on our show, they were doing this, now they're doing that, and we're letting you know. It's a segment that I like to call the Friends of the Daverhood. Or maybe not. Or maybe I don't call it that at all. Perhaps I shouldn't call it that. There we go. So this week's Friends of the Daverhood include Jeff Harner. He is directing and guesting on a show being done by Dawn DeRoe. She's singing Iggy Gourmet, songs made popular by Iggy Gourmet. And that is at the Laurie Beachman Theater, and that is happening tonight in New York. Congrats to Jeff Harner. He's really, really busy doing a lot of cabaret stuff. Want to let you know that Wilson Germain Heredia, formerly of Rent many years ago, he's in a play. It's called How to Dance in Ohio, being done at Syracuse Stage in New York now through early October. And also now through early October, if you happen to be in Michigan, in Flint, well, you certainly want to make your own water in Flint, Michigan. But Louis J. Stadlin is starring as Willie Loman in Death of a Salesman. Roger Hendricks Simon is in the play Love, Sex, and Real Estate. It's one of a pair of one-act plays being done at the Chain Theater off-Broadway, playing now through the middle of October. And you have only, this is amazing, it's like 2 more weeks, 1 more week. You have just until October 2nd to see on Broadway Come From Away. Very moving, very wonderful musical by Irene Sankoff and David Hine at the Schoenfeld Theater. Also, Eric Comstock, Barbara Fasano doing songs from the Great American Songbook at Birdland Saturday nights at 5:30, including tonight. Go to birdlandjazz.com for tickets. Playing now through October 23rd, off-Broadway, it's Hal Linden and Bernie Capel. They were just on our show last week.
Wonderful interview.
2 Jews Talking. It's not just that they were here last week talking, but that's the name of the play, 2 Jews Talking.
What a great interview that was.
Thank you. At the
That was
theater
an
at
excellent interview.
St. Clements. Well, thank Rabbi Saul Solomon.
It's nice that they did it together. I was wondering if they would do it sequentially or if they would do it,
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, they weren't in the same, they were in different Zooms,
No.
but it all coordinated really, really well. So, Bernie Capel, Hal Linden, off-Broadway, go see them. And go see Tova Feldshuh, got amazing reviews, co-starring with Leah Michelle in Funny Girl at the August Wilson Theater. And what else? Lilius White is on Broadway now, playing Hermes in Hadestown at the Walter Kerr Theater. Alan Menken, of course, wrote the music for Aladdin on Broadway at the New Amsterdam Theater. And, of course, Menken wrote the music for Little Shop of Horrors that is playing off-Broadway. Want to remind you that Bob Cudmore does podcasts about upstate New York history at bobcudmore.com. Dr. Demento still making Dr. Demento shows. And Dr. Demento really in the news right now because the Weird Al Yankovic fake biopic is on, I forget whether it's Hulu or, I think Roku. The only place you can watch it is Roku, which really sucks because I don't have Roku. But it's supposed to be very funny.
Yeah, why didn't they?
But you got Rainn Wilson playing Dr. Demento.
That's crazy.
I mean, wow! It was supposed, I didn't realize this. It was supposed to be Patton Oswalt, and Oswalt had to back out, and they brought in Rainn Wilson to play Dr. D.
Wow,
Yeah.
how cool.
So, whoa! Dr.
That's
Demento!
Very cool. Very cool.
In the news now as much as ever, which is
Very
yay.
cool.
And what else? And Evan Seplow is the founder and editor of StageBuddy.com. Check out that website.
Yeah.
And those, my friends, are the Friends of the Daverhood. La, 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 la. Here we go.
What's wrong?
Couldn't find my limerick. Here we
That might be a sign.
go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, amazingly enough, it's 25 to noon already. I mean, oh, excuse me. That SodaStream works.
It's the 5 pumps, you know?
That's what she said.
Or it might be the crickets. The crickets are coming up.
Yeah, the belchy crickets there. So, yeah, was not planning to even do a show today. And here we are, and it's almost the regular length of a Dave's Gone By episode. Again, we've done the thank yous, we've done all that. I am considering this. We have a regular episode next week. Next Saturday, we're set. We'll be doing a show.
Will you have a guest, Bella?
Our guest will be the return of Robert Viagas.
Oh, that's right. Around Halloween. You did it pre-Halloween.
Pre-Halloween because he's got a ghost
spooky, right?
book. Yeah. His book is coming out.
Is it scary?
Literally.
Is it going to be scary?
Well, they're theater ghost stories, so probably a lot of things about don't say the M word. The
Is
Shakespearean
it just
M
in
word.
the U.S. or is it theater all over?
Don't know. I read the book.
Wow.
Robert, you can send me a copy. So
well, you should. Most guests send you a copy. Their
yeah.
press people send you a free copy.
I should hawk him for that, so I can know
I
what
would
to
just
talk
tell
about.
him. I'd say like he must, or even an ebook or some kind of copy
Yeah.
you could read. I'd be
So-
curious.
Yeah, because I'm curious. I want to know about backstage. Which theaters on Broadway are supposedly haunted?
Didn't they
All
say
of
in
them.
Argentina one of the theaters was
Right,
haunted,
yeah. I
right?
never
Or was
went.
it the Opera House or something? I remember that story.
So Robert Viagas talking about that book. He was also my boss for a period of time at Playbill, and then my coworker at Playbill, and then stayed in touch ever since. And so congratulations, he's retired but writing, which is a great
That's
life.
the best, the best deal. If he can afford to
So
relax and write. God
next
bless him.
Saturday is the first day of October.
You never mentioned that the name of your crickets is Don Bugito.
Oh, I think last time, Don Bugito, yeah. So it'll be typical show, 9 until noonish or thereabouts next Saturday, October 1st. And then what I'm really thinking of doing, and it's going to be a pain in the butt, but I this is what I really want to do. I just thought of this morning, is October 6th, I mentioned this before, marks the literal anniversary of this program when we went on air 20 years ago.
At GBB?
Yeah.
Wow. What are we going to do?
What I want to do,
Have some
even
of
though I'm
those-
teaching
Have the casts.
on Thursday, not this Thursday, but next Thursday, October 6th.
You're not teaching on Thursday?
No, I teach on Friday morning, the day after.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Thursday night, October 6th, I want to go on the air at 11 o'clock at night, Eastern Time,
Yes.
just like I did.
Why don't you play the old show?
I can play part of the old show.
Yes.
And by the way, anybody can hear the old show. It's right on davesgoneby.com.
That'd be
But
nice.
play a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Maybe find a guest who was on like the or we didn't have that many guests
You
back
didn't
then.
have
But someone
guests.
involved. Yeah,
You could get
we had Tony.
who's the Reverend? The Reverend at GBB.
Oh my God! I mean James Hodge.
Yes.
I can maybe try and find him. I've tried like hell to find Don Lewis. I have no idea where he is.
Who was the guy who was the board operator? Not Paul, the other guy.
Joe Salzone.
No, the other guy.
There was no other.
Yeah, he lived with his mom.
That was Paul. No.
No. He was an older man, a little bit.
Oh! I know who you're talking about.
See? What about, you get Joey. You had Joey on before.
Ross. I had Joey on.
Yeah, you should.
And Ross.
Bob Ross.
Not-
Bill Ross. Tom Ross.
Tom Ross. Thank you very much. How could I not think of that? Anyway, so I don't know who. I may approach. I don't know who or what I'll approach.
I'm
But-
cold, but I gotta get home clothes on.
Even though I literally have to teach at 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday, I'm going to go on for a short episode on Thursday night, October 6th, from 11 p.m. Eastern Time till like 11:57, because we used to get 57 minutes at WGBB. We didn't get the whole hour. It was barter time. I was buying the time when we first started. And you got 57 minutes, and 3 minutes belonged to the station for commercials and also to do changeovers into the next program. So that's what I really want to do. I want to do, I won't maybe make the show old-fashioned the way we used to do it, but take that hour on literally the moment, starting literally the moment 20 years before, when shaking like a leaf, nervous, You think I've got a lot of papers in my hand now. I probably had 25 sheets of paper for a 57-minute show. I was reading mostly verbatim, quite honestly, because I didn't trust myself as an orator to just get in front of a mic and speak ex parte that I do now. So we will see. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'll have time to do because it's going to be a little bit crazy. And it's the day after Yom Kippur, where I can't prepare or do anything because I'm just going to sleep all day. It's going to be a cluster, but we're going to try it anyway.
Remember, Paul would be like, I have to fix the broken equipment while the show's going on.
Oh, it was just.
And he's like, I have like attention stuff. I can't.
And you were like, Dave, you're gonna laugh about this years later, and we are. But at the time, I was not laughing. So we will see.
Oh, we had a lot of fun, man. You should get Huggy Eddie and the
If I could find Ed Hug and the
Moonshiners.
Moonshiners, I would get them.
They used to be like, we left the tambourine. Can you go in there? And I'm like digging underneath. He's like, harmonica.
Yeah. And back then, I was so like fixated on the mic and trying to do the show, so nervous about everything that any little distraction would throw me completely.
Oh, yeah,
now I deal with like everything that comes up, and it's like, what the hell? We got 3 hours. Let's put the SodaStream together on the air. Back then, I'd be like, will you get out of the room? Somebody, I'm trying to do a show here, for fuck's sake. And I can say fuck now, which I couldn't do back then.
I can't say that on Trust. We had a lot of fun. Come on, dude.
We did, and we still do. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it now. But, literally, I should sing Sgt. Pepper. It was 20 years ago today
20 years ago today.
that Dave's Gone By started to play. So let me introduce to you, still active after all these years, Dave Lefkowitz doing Dave's Gone By. But we're not finished with this episode of Dave's Gone By. This one still has a little bit more to go, mainly because, oh yes, even though I didn't write a new one this week, I did find an old Colorado Limerick of the Damned. Now, Joyce and I lived in Colorado for a better part of 10 years. She was teaching, I was teaching adjunct, and I really loved living there. I wish we'd seen more of the state. I wasn't much of a driver then or now, so we didn't really see as much of the state as I thought we ought to, and at some point I would like to. But I did get it into my head to write little poems about all these different places in Colorado, all these different place names. There are, amazingly enough, it's a fairly big state, but there's hundreds of place names. And so there's obvious ones to use for rhymes like Vale, and even Greeley is not much of a toughie. Fort Collins a little more difficult, but I'm still doing them. I'm still finding old ones that I haven't put on the air yet. So today, for our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, we go to Teller, Colorado, like Penn and Teller, Colorado.
You're the poetry man.
A limerick is a comic verse of 5 lines, in which lines 1, 2, and 5 will end with words that rhyme. And likewise, verses 3 and 4 also end with words that rhyme. So this is a limerick.
Rocky Mountain,
Colorado, Rado, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. So, our Colorado Limerick is where I write this horrible, horrible poem about a place in Colorado. Today, we go to Teller, Colorado. It's a county in Colorado Springs, population of about 25,000 people, so it's pretty big, 65 miles south of Denver. In the 1880s, gold was discovered there in the Cripple Creek area, and we've done a poem about Cripple Creek, and you don't want to know about it, leading to, and ultimately you had labor fights between miners and the mine owners.
I heard the miners work almost for nothing.
Well, they do, because, how much are you going to pay a miner? Just don't touch a miner, they'll put you in prison. So they split the area, and they named one side of it after Henry Teller, who was a senator then, and the other side Cripple Creek. Wikipedia says, eventually, Teller became the site of the Colorado labor wars. So go unions, go mining guys. Anyway, current cities within the county of Teller include Victor, Cripple Creek, and Woodland Park. So, and the place has a military, like military there, Air Force Academy is there, and high-tech industry alongside, hey, it's Colorado, there's prairie. So pretty neat place, Teller, Colorado, which is why I'm going to I'm going to do a horrible, disgusting, violent, evil poem. Our Colorado Limerick of the Damned for Teller, Colorado.
Oh no.
There is a young lady in Teller, as blind as a young Helen Keller. When she steps in poo, it stays on her shoe till
What?
till half of the county can smell her.
Oh God. That's horrible.
Please send your comments and complaints to davesgoneby@aol.com. That's Dave, like my name, with an S on the end. davesgoneby@aol.com. I try and read every single mail I get. I don't necessarily have the chance to respond. Certainly, I can't respond to all the Facebook messages and suggestions and comments, but I do try and read those, or at least click a thumbs up. Please, please, please keep sending me. I love to hear from you. It's the reason I do this. I love that there are literally hundreds or thousands of people, if not listening live, then all during the week in all our different platforms. davesgoneby.com,
There's a dove on the
castbox.fm,
wire. There's a
YouTube.
dove.
Oh, we haven't, like a dove. I don't see him. Oh, no. Don't see him. Anyway, lots of different ways to see and listen to Dave's Gone By. The best one probably still our website, davesgoneby.com. There's a search box where you can search for names of guests or names of episodes or just about anything, or just scroll. It's chronological, and there's even a separate archive of all the guests and another archive of all the skits that we've done. Is a pretty cool thing. It's davesgoneby.com. So, my darling, my hon, my love,
Yes.
we're only 15 minutes away from noon. Amazingly enough. Is there anything else we want to talk about? Anything that we haven't gotten into or done?
What about Jerome?
Oh!
Did you I don't remember you speaking.
Yeah, no, well, I was looking up the word because I have to do these PowerPoints. I'm teaching English composition. And I'm looking at PowerPoints with cute pictures to go with what I'm talking about, to have visual interest and to have the student, as if they're learning anything, but learn like some idea, and then mentally they connect it with the picture, and that helps them remember, presumably. It's like a visual mnemonic. We all do this. So I'm looking for an image that will represent the word germane or relevant or applicable. And it's not easy. You basically just get the word germane in, or you get pictures of Jermaine Jackson. But when I just Google, you can do this. Do a Google image search for the word germane. And what will come up, or at least what came up yesterday, and I'm going to freaking do it. I've got a moment or two. We've seen the SodaStream. Germane, Germane, images. Yeah, okay. I'm going to share my screen on this. If I can. Wait, I think I have to share the screen first before I do it. So here we go. The algorithms of Google are so far beyond me. I'm going to Google this right now. Share. Here we go. Okay. Now you should be seeing this. You should be seeing right now what comes up when you Google image, the word germane. First you have, I don't know if germanium is some sort of element. I have no clue what's going on here. Then you've got this, which is, okay, that I could have used that. I'm thinking, a question, something, make sure that it's germane. Okay, I could teach that. And then too many words. I'm trying to get away from words. I'm trying to get an image. When you scroll down, but at least these are germane for the word germane. Could someone kindly tell me? Joyce is looking on the screen to see if I'm. And here's more. I guess germane is probably a thing. Germane. And then there's this. How is a woman with a crown on? I don't know if she's Algerian or Armenian or Czech or whatever. A woman holding a potato. A woman holding a potato for the word germane.
You're talking in the other room. I didn't turn you off.
Yeah, that's fine. It is beyond me. I mean, it's nice to see. I love potatoes. It's kind of cute. But
what's the backstory?
the backstory is that this is what will come up I'm afraid to even show what else might come up with the word germane, but everything else seems to be relevant. I get it, germane, people raising their two birds talking, and Hansel and Gretel here, I have no idea what's going on with that. And this guy's probably named Germaine, but, and yet, the potato lady. So I think we could do worse than going out on the potato lady here on Dave's Gone By. The 865th episode of the show, we've been calling it Placeholder, because really it wasn't even supposed to be much of a show at all, and it turned into one of our regular crazy shows. Please
Who won?
be with
Leslie
us.
won?
Oh, you know what? Let me
Did I
stop
win
sharing.
or Leslie?
It was a tie.
Oh, okay.
It was quite literally, even after
Robert
2
Chambers, yeah.
Yeah, a tie. So we're going to leave this chamber on this Saturday, September 24th, but we expect to be back next Saturday morning, 9 a.m. until noon or thereabouts, with our special guest Robert Viagas and also the players of our Today, Yesterday quiz, and Joyce and Robert and Rabbi Sal Solomon and all of you. It's going to be a great episode next Saturday, and then a few days after that we'll have our 20th anniversary episode 2. So until then, most happy, sweet, healthy New Year, Rosh Hashanah. Thank you for tuning in. Love to my folks, love to Joyce's folks. Anything else to add at this point?
No, I think that, I'm looking forward to when the anniversary show is October 6th at 11 p.m.
Right.
And give me the number again. It's number...
Well, next week's will be number 866, and then the anniversary should be 867.
Okay.
So, yeah. We will see you next time in the Daverhood and Gone By.
Dave's gone by. Israel Gutman.